Listeners, ready! Hi everyone, welcome for the fifth episode of Quad Talk. We are here with Ky Baldwin. Welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me, Alex. How are you?
I'm good. A bit stressed, like I said every time, but it's gonna be okay. Because today we are going to speak about chase tag, because Quad Talk is about talking about quad, and that's how and why I made this page on Instagram, and now we are finally doing that. I'm not just sharing stuff in Instagram, and I'm really happy. Sorry about you guys, listeners. I know it's been like 2 months that I've not didn't post anything, so sorry, guys. I know that you were really sad.
We're missing the Quad Talk content.
Yeah. Evan.
I'm an avid viewer.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank
I
you
love
very
it.
much. But now you're part of it, and I was saying huge shout out to Evan, which is the last person, Evan Clack, if I'm not saying that badly, from the Squonks, State Squonks. You see, Thomas, if you are hearing me, it's not that difficult to say Squonks, you know.
The Squonks, yes.
The Squonks.
Can we agree that's probably the best chase tag name?
Of course,
ever, right?
of course, because we've done like this week we've done the jam in Alphen, which is in Netherlands, the gym of Dave Radevel, which is a team member from Eugen. We will have him one day, of course, on the podcast for sure. And we were whoa, nice. It's okay.
I didn't know what.
Okay, it's okay. It's
That
okay.
freaked me out.
I take it. If people are watching the podcast, you will understand why we were like not understanding anything. But I was saying we did a little comp there, and my team. I wasn't there for choosing the name. We were the Quad Squonks, and we won. So maybe it happened. Like being a squonk is helping you guys. So remember that.
There's some mystical
Exactly.
je ne sais quoi to the
Legends.
Squonk name.
Exactly. And like I was saying, we are here with Ky Baldwin, which is a Hollywood Freerunner team member and, of course, a world champion, the first one on this amazing podcast, I guess. And he's singer, chaser, tap dancer, and so many more. I will let you introduce yourself, of course. And you can go for it. Like every
Yeah,
guest,
okay.
I let my guest like start the podcast by introducing himself. You can speak of whatever, and of course, in conclusion, how you end up on World Chase Tag. Because I think people are here for maybe that, maybe not, maybe just for funny faces. I don't know, but go for it, Ky.
I think they're here for. I think that they're here for you, Alex.
Nah.
No, yeah, my name is Ky Baldwin. I'm from Australia. I live in Los Angeles now, and I'm a singer, and I am just obsessed with World Chase Tag. I absolutely adore it. As much as the quad and World Chase Tag like wrecks me, and I always get destroyed by World Chase Tag. I keep coming back for more. I love it.
Oh,
And,
how your wrists are, by the way, by speaking of destroying.
They are. Thank you. They are still broken, unfortunately.
Oh, shit.
I guess we'll get into that a bit later. But I broke them in
Yeah.
the last Worlds, and it has been a long
Recovery?
healing process, full of ups and downs. I had 5 months of casts, no surgery. The doctor said, "You're young enough. You should be fine with no surgery." But after 5 months, I was doing my PT. I was improving, and then at the Woodstock Chase Off in December.
Yeah, Frisky
with the
Cats.
Frisky Cats.
Yeah,
Frisky Cats.
of course.
Yeah, after that competition, they started getting worse again.
Mm-hmm.
And I went back to the doctor, and he told me that the original doctor, who told me I was better, probably lied to me, and I was probably still broken.
Oh, shit.
And then when I went back out and, of course, competed, and chase tag is not nice on broken bones. So that was in December. I've been healing. I've got my electromagnetic bone stimulator that I wear for 6 hours a day, and I've just started my PT again earlier this week. So it's all coming together, but it's just been
Yeah.
over a year now. It's a slow process.
Yeah, it's a terrible thing, and I hope you would get better, and I think you will. Because maybe the first doctor was wrong, but in a way, he said that you are young and it could be good and go in the right way. So yeah, I wish
Yeah,
it to you.
exactly. Thank you, thank you. It's me too, man. Me too. I want to get back to
Yeah,
playing. I was up in in San Francisco for the
the qualifiers.
momentum. The
Yeah,
qualifiers. I was just there supporting Tempest, and I was able to play a little bit on the quad, which was so exciting. But I wasn't able to do
yeah.
a lot of moves. I wasn't able to do many
You
chasing,
were
no
like
speed
restrained.
bolts, nothing like that.
You were restrained, and
Exactly.
that's
I was
terrible.
restrained. Exactly right.
So I cut you with your wrist stuff. Go for the
Mm.
for the the
Oh,
next
my intro,
step.
yes, how I got into chase tag, of
Yeah,
course. If there's one thing I'm good at, it's babbling and getting off
I
topic.
love
So
that.
I'll get back to it. How did I get into chase tag? It was a couple things. Firstly, Omar was my sister Amy's parkour coach,
Okay.
Omazaki of
Yeah.
the
Big
Hollywood
shout out to
Freerunners
him.
previously. Yeah, shout out Omar. And so Omar was doing classes with Amy, and he was like, he's off to go play chase tag, and we were like, oh, what's that? And we saw some video. That was, I think, the first time that I saw it. And then they were starting a women's league in Texas, at the World Chase Tag 6 United States
Yeah.
Championships. And so I think people were asking around for women players, and Omar recommended Amy. So that was the first introduction there. But then really my first time getting a taste of it was Nico of Tempest.
Oh,
He
Nicodemus.
is I love Nico so much, and he is so passionate about World Chase Tag, and he would put on Chase Tag nights at Tempest. So of course there was no quad, but we
Hmm.
just set up blocks, and
Y-
we all
A mock
know the
quad. A mock
pre-quad.
quad.
Yeah, yeah. Well, France has got many quads now, but we all know the pre-quad times of like setting up bars and setting up obstacles. And me and Amy went to that jam, and we did very well. I had such a blast. And Nico asked if we wanted to come to the
Oh,
group trainings. And so then we did, and we were doing our group training, and I just loved it. And then I knew I was going to hopefully maybe compete at that Texas
that's
event,
crazy.
but then I broke my ankle
Yeah.
at Tempest. I broke my ankle at Tempest, so then I wasn't competing. I was just in the stands cheering Amy on, cheering Tempest on, cheering Hollywood on, and then watching it in the stands and seeing the energy and the speed, but more importantly for me, seeing the strategy, right? And
Yeah.
really the fact that it's a strategy game. And even like at that event with me just on the sideline in my crutches, I was saying to myself, I was like, why aren't people jumping out of the quad at 18, 19 seconds?
Oh.
Like that's something
We're
that people
gonna
should do.
we're gonna
We'll,
go
we'll
back
get
on
to
that
that. We'll get
question,
to that.
of
But
course.
my brain was already like firing in a way that was really exciting. And so
That's crazy.
I
You
knew
you
that I was gonna love the sport.
you were already like a player because it's not that's a thing that everyone I think do. Maybe I'm wrong, but as a player, when you're watching, you're here. It's working. It's not just
Mm.
like having entertainment. Of course, you have it, but you're like maybe I should do that, like him. Oh, I would have do that or stuff like that, or maybe just in create and think about move that they were maybe going to do. And
I
yeah, yeah,
I
I
think
agree with
all
that.
of us, I think all of us can't help it, right? When you're watching, like I know, for example, watching that event, and I didn't know what the obstacles were called, but you start to notice after watching game after game, you're there for a whole tournament. You notice when people go from Lazy Boy as the evader, and they cut towards the ridge,
Yeah.
and then people are getting the tag out the open side. That was happening so often that you would start seeing people do it, and you go, oh,
Ah, come
so
on.
you start like everybody does. You start picking up the patterns, and I just it really I really fell in love with it right away. Before I'd even touched a quad, it wasn't until probably like 3 or 4 weeks before Pan Am's that we were kind of homeless in between homes
Yeah.
at the time. And so we were staying in Texas with Kyle and Megan. They
Yeah.
housed us for a bit, and we were
Oh.
talking about chase tag. And then we got some accommodation in Atlanta, and I got to step on the quad
Oh,
for the first time. So it was really that was my introduction to chase
to
tag.
chase
So
tag. That's crazy. That's crazy because I think many people are in this case. Like the first thing with chase tag is them watching it, and I'm kind of you because the first time that I saw chase tag, I was refereeing, and I've never
oh.
seen any footage of chase tag. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do that because Johan was like, do you wanna help us for a chase off? I was like, what is
Mm.
chase off? What is chase tag? He was like, come and you will see. And I was like, okay. And I was doing the refing, and I was like, I will never do that. Like those people are crazy, and that's the first time that I met maybe Eugene, and that was so funny and crazy because people were just giving every percent of their body for tags, and I was like, nah, I will not do that. And here I am now,
Here you are.
and here I am
Quad
talking about,
talks.
yeah, that's crazy because like if I was talking with myself 3 or 2 years ago, I would like go for it, man. Don't be like silly and saying that's too dangerous and too dumb, too dumb sports. And now I'm here, so I
Yeah,
am the dumbest.
it's a brutal sport. I always say like the quad always wins. You know, we all
Yeah,
go to battle against the quad and
of
the quad
course.
always wins, but we love it. We love it anyway. It's
If now I
oh,
show my shins and my knees, you will be like see how it finish.
yeah, I did not like before chase tag. I didn't have a single scar. I didn't have a broken bone. Well,
Mm.
I that ankle. I actually I'm not sure if it was broken or not. But now I've got an extra three broken bones. I've got like
Oh,
six, seven scars. Those viper reps.
yeah, yeah.
They
Of
get your
course,
back bad.
everyone
My
has
knees
that.
are all done up. We've all got the chase tag scars. It's so fun.
Yeah, you just have to check the back and the knees of people, and you will understand that maybe they do chase tag for sure.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I love it. I love it. I love watching people, myself as well, be like, introduced to the sport and they get there first and
And yeah, that's
and
not the
then
only one, guys. You will see.
exactly,
That's the
exactly. The
first.
worst is when you back check on top of an already back
Oh,
checked area, like when it's already
yeah,
bleeding and
yeah.
then you go
Again.
again. Oh, that's the worst. I hate that. Like I can deal with like the one, but going on top of the next one, that's ugh.
The worst thing that happened to me for now is I was training like strides over the mountain, and I
Mm,
fucked up my footstep on the tilted cube to the sisters,
yes.
and I missed one of my foot, and I went down. I went down on the ground, and all my body weight went on my foot, and it was like crack, crack, and oh,
Oh,
it was okay, nothing broken, just 1 month of waiting of my bruise, and that
mm.
was it. So I was lucky, but that's
That's
my worst thing, and that's why I'm not striding anymore for now. I'm a ground person
no,
now.
no
No
more
more stride.
guac track. No
Yeah,
more guac
no
track.
more, no
Oh
more.
no. Yeah, but there's so many. I remember at I was at Dexterity for one of the events and in the open gym afterwards, I was doing, the triangle of the tilted cube and
Yeah.
how some people you can go through it and you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
stride
and
to
go
the
to the
sisters.
sisters. Yeah, I already
Exactly.
tried that,
Where
and that's crazy. I think it's
it's
Gabe, one of your teammates, that showed me that he was
hey,
coming
there
to
you go.
Roubaix, and
There you go.
he showed us that, and I was like, how is it
Very
possible?
nice. It's so sick, and I think you know the moves can develop in multiple places. But I remember, I think it was Hunter
Hmm.
Peyton of Tempest and Nico and I. We had a session together on the Atlanta quad, and we came up with it there. They called it the straw hat, which was so fun. So that's the straw hat, and I went for one at Dex. And my foot slipped on the rail of the tilted cube,
Oi,
and I was already moving,
going,
and
yeah.
so I got both shins boom into the sisters.
Oi.
And at this time, I had the little shin pads,
Oh,
like
yeah, yeah,
football
I
shin
see.
pads,
Yeah,
but I didn't have the big ones that I wear now. I,
yeah, the
I
white
ordered them
ones.
the next day. I didn't have the white ones. And so, oh my goodness, Alex, like I had bruises down to my
Oh,
toes. up in my knee. Like it was all yellow. My
Terrible.
whole bottom half
Ah,
was yellow. It was real rough. And
shit
then yeah,
happened.
the next day I ordered
The white
the
ones. Yeah.
hard shell pads because the quad is brutal, man. Like it's wood, it's
It's
metal,
yeah.
and
You know,
one little thing, like even a little bang of the knee,
he
like
will always
I
win.
saw Zay, at this most recent event. You know, he just did a little knock,
Hmm.
and then the next day he can't bend his knee. You know,
Yeah,
so
it's over.
having
Hmm.
that padding, you know, we've spoken about it in the Discord. I'm a big fan
Yeah,
of the padding because I feel like, um, you know, the quad is
he's always
brutal.
winning. Yeah, it's crazy. And by
Yeah.
speaking of the like the pads and stuff, it's been 2 months
Mhm.
now. I'm trying to not wearing knee pads because I'm a player that is using a lot of diving and stuff. And when I'm going on the loading bay, I always like slide on the plank, and
Mm.
you don't want that. You want to have your uh, feet on to being able to move
Yes.
better. So now I do that. I know it's maybe dangerous, but I do that to force me in a way of putting my feet on and not my knees and slide like a dumbass. So for
Right.
now, it's
Right.
been 2 months. I'm okay. I've just
That's good.
like a skin burn, you know, because sometimes
Mm.
I forget that I'm sliding sometime. But for now, it's okay. All good. But I
Oh
know that
man,
in a
that's yeah.
competition, I will wear protection, even for myself and someone, because a knee on a face of someone, if you have maybe like little layer on a layer, sorry, of something, could be better for him and you. So it's my
Yeah,
opinion on the
yeah,
protection, but it's summer and it's
exactly.
better for my knees. It's really
I see,
hot.
I see. No, and I think I've done the same thing in the past at the quad where when I tell myself when I'm not allowed to go full
Mm,
out, you know, this is maybe a bit of a rest day.
yeah.
I'm not allowed to go full out.
So
I
no
would
knee pads
specifically
on.
not wear I would not wear pads just so I couldn't I wouldn't go for those things. But yeah, as we said, the quad is the quad
It's
always
harder than
wins
you.
and it doesn't yeah, exactly, and it doesn't take much, and so having that protection is really really valuable. Except if you're Maddie. If you're Maddie,
Yeah,
then
I was right on the second to say that because
he's
Manny
crazy,
doesn't
man.
wear
He
nothing.
What he does is, and he says it as a bit of a joke, but it is legit. If you
Yeah.
feel his shins, he has bone there that shouldn't be there because he's hit his shin so many times that it just grows. He's like he jokes that he's growing his own shin pads, you know, out of bone.
He
And
has like a hard
it's
skin. He's like a
right.
lizard.
It it really is. It really is.
Yo.
And it's insane, man. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah, and it's one of the example that I was like, okay, I'm gonna try this for few months and I will see. And for now, it changed my way of playing, you know. So I take
Mm.
it and I try new things.
Yeah, that's good. I think that's great. You don't want to rely on the pads. But I do know that like when I was developing Ghost,
Mm.
for example, oh Goat, sorry, not Ghost. Oh, I'm out of battery. Oh, give me one
Oh, no
second.
worries, no worries. Go for it.
I've got you in my headphones. You know
No
what I'm gonna do?
worries.
I'm gonna put you here, and I'm gonna change this. But I'll keep talking. When we were developing Goat, we were here we go headphones. Can you hear me? Hello,
Yeah,
testing.
yeah, I will hear you.
Oh, I can't hear you. Oh
Oh
no.
no!
Well, cut. Here we go. Output device. Okay, we're gonna try that. Hello.
Hello, hello.
Okay, there
We
you
are
go.
back.
I can hear. When we were developing the the goat around the mountain, the having those shin pads were really really valuable because there was quite a few times where I was trying a different thing and bang, that my shins would have been destroyed without it. But of course, now that it's been developed and now that you're doing it safely, you can do it without hitting
Yeah, it's
and
always
no.
like that. I think it's my opinion. Like I always say that in parkour, you know, you don't do jumps and stuff that you are not able to control and know. So in a way, if you're eating your shin or something, it's maybe that you train that not that much, and maybe
I know what
sometime
you mean.
it happen.
Feel
Sometime it
like
happen.
yeah, the more you play, the safer it
Yeah.
gets. That was the theory that I had.
Mm.
And then I broke both my wrists, and I kind of had to get rid of that theory because I've got a lot of hours on the quad, and I've got two broken wrists to show for it. So
It happen.
maybe,
Like we are human, we are doing mistakes, of course, and that will
yeah,
not be like what we are, humans.
right,
You
no,
mentioned
exactly,
it.
exactly.
You talked about the US qualifier. You watched the both coast?
Of course, of
Oh,
course.
of course. Of course. Ky Baldwin is everywhere.
Obsessed,
He is
obsessed,
obsessed.
obsessed with contact.
So, what did you think about it? Any chases or moment that marked your you or something?
Oh
There is so many
man,
things that's hard, but
there was so many specific moments. The first thing that comes to mind, though I'm of course
yeah,
extremely biased, was Joe
Tempest.
getting his Dutchman. Joe
Yeah,
getting his first Dutchman
I
was
was
amazing.
like mentally
Michael
not
also jumping out of the
prepared.
quad.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, right. I don't understand. I've looked at it and I've been on the sisters and I don't understand how he
Yeah,
makes it work. That being said, he did slam his thighs on the on one of the moves there just incredibly hard. So he did walk away from that
yeah,
not quite unscathed, but that was what that really comes to mind. But I am
yeah,
biased because I was there. I was thinking
yeah.
of Tempest. But Michael from Nick's jumping out of the quad with his
Mm.
evasion was fantastic. I was really impressed by Aaron's chasing. I feel like
Yeah,
Aaron was definitely the standout at that event from what I saw. But overall, I think definitely you can see it, like the biggest thing in America with chase tag is the quads and how
mm.
big this country is.
Yeah,
Like
that's
if I want
crazy.
to if I want to go to if I want to go to Nick's, it's a 40-hour drive or something.
Oi.
Like um it's and so the difference in level and the between the teams that have quad access and teams that don't
Doesn't. Mm.
is just becoming more and more apparent,
Mm.
and the stagnation of those teams is becoming more apparent, which is of course really sucky.
Mm.
And we've seen the cycle
Mm.
happen where a comp, because there's comps not very often.
Yeah.
We get people in, they're very passionate about chase tag, but they haven't got much quad experience.
Mm.
And so they come, they do their comp, and the level of competition is where it is. And then there's just so much time between that and the next one. And traveling to a quad is so expensive, or it's
Yeah, of
so,
course.
people have other things going on, of course. And so that passion for most people, there's a few of us that really, have enough. The passion is like we're crazy about it.
Yeah.
But for most people, that passion then dies out. So by the time the next comp around comes around, there's a new group of people who haven't had much quad experience, and so without quad access, the level of competition kind of stays the same, and that's of course really unfortunate to see, and I hope that
Will
that we can
change.
get
Mm.
that development, and the quads around America, and that's why I'm so excited for the
The
build your
Texas
own
one,
quad.
yeah. The Texas
But they
one from Rise, yeah, that's cool. I
Yeah,
was so happy.
Rise building their quad. So excited about that. And I read the article just a couple days ago from from World Chase Tag Gym about how they're now allowing
Mm.
companies to build their
Yeah,
own
that will
quad.
be so
I
cool.
think that is like I think if we had had that rule a few years ago,
Will change something,
the
yeah.
landscape of World Chase Tag would be completely different. But I'm so excited that we get
N-
that now.
Now
And
it's
I
done,
hope
and yeah,
that the momentum is not, gone in America,
yeah.
because as for those reasons that I mentioned. But we really do it. You guys have it so lucky over there in France. I'm so jealous. I'm so
Yeah,
jealous.
I
You
mean,
guys got so many quads. It's so easy, and I love it. You guys are the goal. That all of us, the rest of
yeah.
the world, are trying to get towards. So it's amazing.
I think in the US you are quite like becoming our equal because we lost one quad for now. Yeah, because we had one on the west coast of France, and yeah, we lost it. But maybe we'll help here again because it was on selling. But yeah, it's really tough to keep quads too because also rest in peace the one of Wolves Den.
Yeah.
I was so sad of that because I knew that Hollywood Freerunners guys and people from California will like be touched by that. And
Yeah. Though, yeah, I say though, yes, of course, that sucked. That sucked big time, and it really sucked for Hunter. Hunter is one of
yeah,
those people
yeah,
is so passionate about what chase tag, and having the quad at his gym was amazing. That being said, it's still for us. It was with traffic 3 hours each way to get
mm,
to the quad, and
it's
so
crazy.
it's still a big trek, but we were willing to do it, but then I broke my wrist, so I wasn't able to go very often. But yeah, it's such a shame. But there's three apparent. I've heard. I haven't the Apex squad apparently is all I was speaking to them on the weekend, and apparently just the conditions in Denver are so
Yeah,
rough. It's
yeah.
very difficult to use that quad. So I'm not even sure if they count it anymore as a quad. So outside of that,
It's more
there's
a
three
private
quads.
one in a way because it's in
Well,
the
yeah,
garden
I
of
guess so.
someone from the team. So
I guess so. And from what I heard, they hadn't been using it that much. But you've got three quads, and then you've got the fourth coming in Texas, which is
yeah,
really exciting.
that's cool.
I'm really excited for Kyle. Kyle lives in Texas. I'm hoping that can mean some more training opportunities for him. So, yeah, it's really rough. And as I said, you've got people that's extremely passionate, like
Mm.
Gabe, for example. Gabe traveled. He traveled to
He
Europe
traveled
and
to
and
us.
trained
Yeah, that's crazy.
and he would travel from Florida to places to train, but of course not many people are going to have that opportunity. We moved to Atlanta,
Yeah,
to train. Like it's something that not
not
everybody
everybody will do.
can
Yeah,
achieve. Yeah, and
of course.
so we need to right now, while chase tag is a growing sport, I really feel like we need to be yeah,
We're
the
passions.
priority.
We're passionate.
And
So
yeah, exactly. Cultivating that passion and making sure that everybody who is passionate about the sport has as much opportunity to play
of
as
course.
possible.
Uh,
Yeah.
like I used to
Anyway,
say, I would love like in France. I don't know if it's the case in America, but maybe in Europe. I don't know. But in our country, we have like a lot of football field everywhere in every city, even cities in the countryside. Like it's crazy, and I hope, but it's a big dream. One day we will have as many, quads like in every that is open for
oh,
everyone
yes,
in
man.
in
When we were
in the street.
when we
Like
were back in Australia, just a few weeks ago, a couple weeks ago, and everywhere we went, oh, we could put a quad there. You could put a quad there. You could put a quad there. Get rid of this basketball court. They've got 7 basketball
no
courts. We
one,
don't
no
need
one
that.
is
Put
on
a
this
quad in.
one. Come on, that's
Right,
crazy.
exactly. Who needs 17 netball courts? We've got put a quad in there.
Yeah,
No,
that would be
I
cool.
it's only 12 meters by 12 meters for a sport field. That's quite small.
Yeah,
So I think there's a lot of opportunity, but we just I'm so glad that Loic is now leading the charge over here in America,
that's
and
cool.
with when it comes to getting quads places, and as I said, then you build your own quad setup. It's amazing because just before it was just
Just them.
so
Mm.
expensive. It was so expensive to get a quad here in America, and then because of that, getting a gym that's invested in that real estate, the money that it
Yeah,
needs to
that's
pull
the
in.
most big problem for people that have a quad. Having a quad is not. I'm saying that, but it's not that much hard. It's having the place to put it on. Like this is the problem of the UK one. In United
Right.
Kingdom, there is one. It's stored, and sometimes it pop it up for jams. But the most and the biggest problem is the fucking like. Sorry, I'm saying that, but the fucking space
No,
to
you're good.
put it on. Like it's crazy.
No,
And
I
we
understand. I
have
live in Los Angeles. I get it, and that
yeah,
was with Diddy, who owns Hollywood. We
yeah,
love Diddy. He's the nicest person ever, and that's the reason why it was at Wolf's Den is, which is like 2-3 hours away, is because finding a spot here in Los Angeles, and that's why it's in
Yeah, it's
storage right now,
crazy.
is because finding a spot here in LA, and I can imagine London, England, it's it's
You
it's
have
the
to pay the
same
bill
thing.
in a way.
It's tough.
It's
Yeah,
always
exactly.
right that.
That being said, yeah, as I said, it's much better now. But I was hearing numbers a couple years ago of like, upwards of like $80,000 for a quad. Now
Yeah,
it's I think a lot better. So it's no mean feat for a gym, for a parkour gym to invest in that. It's a lot.
that's being said, guys, finger crossed, be patient. It's gonna come. It's gonna come in a way. I hope so.
Yeah.
Even here this week, we saw in the story of WCT Gym, big up to them, another quad in France. Sorry, guys, another one.
And quad in India. Did you see that?
Yeah, yeah. I
Quad in
didn't saw it, but
India.
I heard about it. That's cool.
I'm so excited, and I hope everyone knows we're only talking about this because we love chase tag. We're passionate about it, and we want it to do well. We want it to be in the Olympics. We want it to be
Yeah,
what we know
that's
it
in
can
the
be.
backstage. I know that they are trying to, not for the LA ones, but maybe the one in Australia. So finger
Oh,
crossed, because
yeah,
I've heard
I
that
know that
it
there's
was
a
too
lot of
close for the LA ones, and it wasn't
right.
possible. But they are working, sorry, for the one in Australia in 2032,
Wow,
in 2032. Sorry,
that would be a
a blast.
that would be a dream to
That
see
would.
it, to see chase tag on the Olympic
I,
stage. Incredible.
I don't know how old are you, but for me, if I was imagining if I was able to play there, I would be too old. I think I'm
Yeah, I
25,
don't know. Yeah,
so
I just turned 24. That being said, Amos is one of
yeah,
the
that's that's true.
strongest, and so I think maybe watching him play, all we need to do is just make sure to have a bit of a longer warm
Mm.
up and a bit of a longer cool
Yeah,
down.
of course,
Um,
because the
but other
body
than
is
that, like
different.
Amos does extremely well. At least before he was injured pre-Worlds, he ruined his ankle quite intensely, and that's been a long process for
Mm.
him, I know as well, trying to recover from
Yeah,
that. But
the
I know that
body.
pre-Worlds he was looking really nice on that quad.
Yeah, we have an example here in Europe. Maybe you met him. It's Trevor Cooper, the father of the Coopers, of James Cooper.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's more than 60. If I don't say bullshit, maybe one day we will have it on the podcast because he's a legend. He's coming like at every jams in Europe, and he's playing, competing, and that's crazy how he move. He's doing like the lazy boy to the sisters. He's diving sometime, diving at his level. I mean, he's not throwing his body, but he's going through the windows and stuff like that, and that's crazy. And I hope you will
Yeah,
meet him again because I think he was at World Chase Tag 6, and that's a
they're pretty nice.
yeah, he was in every pretty much the Cooper are at every jams. That's the great example. They are fucking passionate. They try to
Mm.
travel everywhere. If they can, they went to Sweden. Like huge shout out to them. They are pretty much at every jam. That's crazy. Um, but yeah, that's the passion for now. But yeah, we
Yeah,
will have
definitely.
for the future.
We, I,
We're not
and,
that.
and shout out to you as well. I said it in DMs, but
Oh yeah,
like your passion here with talking about chase tag, making the posts, being active in the Discord.
I try
I
to.
really felt like, no, like, let me take the time on your podcast to say thank you, because that's
Thank you
really,
very
really cool.
much.
And I think all of us as people who like chase tag really appreciate the work that you do, to
Thank
build
you very much,
community and
Kai.
to build more depth to the sport. It's amazing.
That's something really cool to remind to me in a way, because sometimes I've like bad moods and I'm like, why am I doing that? Why am I doing that? Because for now, it has no really sense, even if it's a passion, because I did quad talk for just having fun and doing my stuff. If one day I don't have any more fun, I will not continue that. But for now,
Right.
I think seeing me on jams trying to do stuff is a good sign that for now it's okay, everything is good. We brought a Quad Talk jersey. I was so happy to see Elijah on the live.
Looks amazing, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I saw Elijah wearing it. That looked fantastic.
By the way, the one of Hunter is on the way, under the way, because we had some issues, but everything is okay. And for those who ask, because so many people, sorry, ask me that now, even at the jam in Netherlands, everyone was like, when are you doing a second one? I'm waiting a bit, guys, because I let the 20 people that order that for now to have like the privilege, the exclusivity, and of course I would do a second run. But thank you for saying that, because I was so happy opening this box with just a piece of tissues, and I was like, man, that's crazy, because I've my own jersey, and that's cool. And I can wear that when I'm going somewhere. People know who I am. But I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
even my
yeah.
face, everyone know me. Because for the leader story, shortly, at the beginning of Quad Talk, no one knew it was me. And I was at the French Championship, and I was on the backstage taking stories and stuff, and people were like, who the fuck take these photos? And I was like, maybe it's me. Yeah, but now no, everyone know me. But in a way, it's a cool thing, because people know that I'm here just for the vibe. It's always like that. It's easier for me, even if I'm really stressed, like for today. But now I'm chilling, because I
Yeah.
didn't really saw you like here. Like we are talking together. At work, you were really busy, so
Right. No,
of course.
this is one of our first chats. Yeah, it's lovely. And
But yeah, thank you so much for
yeah.
that words.
No,
Like,
no, of course. And yeah, I wanted you to I wanted you to know that
that's really kind.
I really love it. Like first and foremost, I'm a fan of chase tag. So watching when you have when the stats come out, or when you're talking about this and that and these players, and you're
Mm.
doing the tier list of the jerseys, which come on, that one right there is S tier. I love that jersey. This okay, I they changed the colors, and I was a little
Yeah.
disappointed to be honest that I didn't get the classic
The
Hollywood.
yeah, the
I don't
pink
have the
one.
classic Hollywood pink, but that's S tier. Come on, we gotta
This
agree.
one, when I'm wearing it for training, Poco 59 guys are not happy at all. Because you
Oh,
beat
come
them, and
on.
they were like, "Why are you wearing that, guy, buddy?" Because oh no, other thing, we used to every summer we're doing the urban game, which is the Parkour 59 chase off in a way, and I was wearing that the first day, and the thing was they were Eugen there, Kimio, and Paco 59. Three teams that you guys destroyed. You know, I'm not saying destroyed, but you beat. And they were like, "Why are you wearing that, Alex? Are you kidding, bro?" I was like,
Oh no.
I knew, guys, you were pissed." Nah,
I know.
always
Well,
fun.
I know. I love those guys so much, and I was so excited to get to play them. I've been watching them on video for so long,
Yeah, it
and
was
I was
only the
just so stoked to be
screen,
able
and
to
now
play them.
it's reality.
But just know, Parkour 59. Just know out there. I know you don't speak English, but maybe somebody
I
can
will tell
translate
them.
for you.
I will tell them.
Gabe, Gabe represents Parkour 59 all the time. Every time that I see him, every trip, like when we were doing Frisky Cats, like he was wearing Parkour 59. He loves it, and we love it too. We like the sport is too new to be doing that.
Yeah,
You know what I
like
mean?
bullshit
I feel
from
like
other sports. Even if I respect all the sport, we don't have like drama here now, and I hope we will keep that for years and years, because I
I
always
feel
love the vibe.
Yeah, I feel like that will happen naturally, of course, because the sport itself is the drama, and people are very competitive, and
Mm,
I love that. But sometimes people want to manufacture it, or and all I know is that when you look at the comments of a YouTube video, or like a
yeah,
World Chase Tag short or a TikTok or what have you, always in the top comments is like, I love the sportsmanship, right? Like I love how they always dap each other up afterwards, or the
exactly.
sportsmanship's so great. And I'm a big fan of it, and I want to have the opportunity to play as much as possible against all of these incredibly talented athletes. And so I have nothing but respect for everybody, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I repeat that. Sorry, guys. Sorry, listeners. But at the end of the day, we are just playing tag. That's it. That's not a big deal, guys. We're not like doing, I don't know, big competition with big money behind it. Would be cool in a way, but there is no
About it though,
no no
all
animosity. We
sport
are
is as
friends.
ridiculous as itself, you know? Every sport is just as ridiculous as the other. Like we're just playing tag, but soccer is also just kicking a ball
Yeah,
around.
of
Basketball
course.
is also just throwing a ball. Like sport is a lot more than that. And I love how passionate we all get about it. And it's a real community. And I love the chase tag community. And it's something that, you know, I really
N-
value and I want it to grow. But I think we can do it in a good sportsmanship way.
Like there is no toxicity, and I hope we will keep that for
Yeah.
years and decades. Because yeah, that's the thing that I love in every comp, every jam. We're hugging, having fun. Like, come on, guys, chilling. We're
Right.
just tagging
And
people.
yeah, and after the competition, I love like
Oh yeah,
I
the
was
dining
I was in I
stuff.
was in I was in a lot of pain, so I did not get to participate. But
Yeah.
you know, the outdoor quad
Mm.
in Errigongrand, I've butchered that, but you know how everybody would go and do play together afterwards, and I know Amos afterwards stayed in France and played with a lot of
Yeah,
you
he did
guys.
like workshops and stuff. That was so cool.
Yeah.
He went to Pogo 59. That was so cool.
I bet working with Amos, oh my goodness, like
It's
is just the best. And
precious.
like probably my favorite part of Chase Tag was, you know, was working with Amos and then also with Maddie. Like they
Mm.
were really my training partners.
Mm.
And coming to the quad with a new idea and then trying to figure it out together and pick Amos's brain, especially when I was newer to the sport. But like I would ask him just a million questions, and playing with them and developing the sport with them and trying to figure it out has really been my favorite part of that. And Amos is so giving with all of that.
Yeah,
What he
he's
has
in the
done.
sharing stuff. Like I know that people are
Mm,
like gatekeepers. They don't want to share things. I get it.
mm,
It's okay. It's part of it, the strategy. But for myself, when I have an idea or something, I'm sharing because I want to, like, in a way, make the sports grow. I think we had the same conversation with Roland, and we were like agreed with that, like sharing stuff because the sport is so new. And even for me, I'm not competing for now. I hope one day. I'm not competing on a team, but I would love to like see things that I've imagined on the
mm.
quad.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I'm a little the other way around, just a little bit. I feel like, you know, like the a big part of, at least for me,
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like I'm the fastest. I'm definitely not the
Mm.
strongest when it comes to power, when it comes to athleticism. But where I felt like I could, you know, be competitive is with my strategy.
Mm.
And I put in a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of hours. Some people, I've been told that maybe I was a bit too intense sometimes. I was a bit too intense with my training on the quad, but I put a lot of time into developing that,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'm a fan of like having the opportunity, having the opportunity to bring that new strategy to a
Yeah.
competition. And then of course I love once that happens, like for example with, I don't know, with the Ghost. Like, we came to Worlds with Ghost, and that was a really powerful move and advantage. And me and Maddie had worked a lot to develop that. And then now, everybody after
Know
World, you see
that.
everybody
Yeah,
to
doing that. That's
implement
crazy.
it, and then there's new strategies around it, and there's new counters. And I love that we're all kind of in our bunkers,
Yeah, developing
um,
stuff.
like developing stuff. And then when the next competition happens, when the qualifiers happen, when Worlds
Yeah.
happens, the battle of the strategy, you know.
Yeah, it's part
I'm a
of it.
really big fan of that. I love seeing, you know, like which strategy is going to come out on top, and that's a really big part of it for me. And so I do prefer to
Keep
keep
some
things
clues. Yeah.
keep things confidential until it's time. That
But
being
it's fair.
said, I
It's fair.
love to and I love sharing things, and you're always experimenting because maybe you say something like I everybody at the Atlanta Quad, yeah, I gave all of my ideas to
Mm.
because it was, you know, it was a lot of fun to see if anybody else
Try
could
something.
break it,
Mm.
you know, could because that was a lot of things like, is this a bad move or am I bad at it? You know,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
can this be something if we develop it? And that was with Maddie, and that's I love training with Maddie. I would come with a stupid idea a lot of the times, and we'd work at it, and then he's so strong physically
Mm.
that he could just bang, you know, like he could
Yeah,
do it and
do
he
the
could
thing.
see it come to fruition. And so sharing with him in that way, I
Because
loved. But
you know that he's able to try it, and you will see if
yeah,
it work. He's like your
exactly.
test guy.
Oh yeah, the guinea. Maddie, move there. Move. I would do that sometimes.
In
I
a way,
couldn't. Yeah, I
it could
couldn't
be a
do a lot
feature
of the moves.
for you, like not being a player but coach or something, like Amos do.
Definitely,
In a way,
definitely. I definitely
I think the player of
a
now or
ton
the
squad.
future coach of next generation that we see on the youth league and so on. So yeah,
That
yeah,
would be so fun. That would be
that's
so fun. We gotta get gotta get a youth league going here in America or in Australia. Oh, we're gonna get quads in Australia. Oh,
so
that would be sick.
someone asked that. We will see because I've picked some question from the community and
Yes. Sorry,
thanks
I've been
to.
babbling so much. Please, let's get to
Oh
some questions.
no, no worries. Like I say, I prepare my questions in a way, but it's a discussion. So if it's go away and stuff, it's okay because it's part of it. It's a podcast. We're not in a proper interview. I know it's right here interview of Ky Baldwin, but it's not really. It's a discussion. So people, if you're listening us, be ready of being like waiting for hours. No, I'm kidding. But
I I I, I could talk about Chase Tag for
me
hours. I
too.
could gush for
Me
hours,
too.
and exactly. I haven't had the chance to talk with you, Alex, about Chase Tag yet, so I'm
So we are
excited.
doing it today, and we will do more because I know that for now, I've done people once, and we don't see them for now. But we will do group stuff. There is plenty of things to do, so don't worry, guys.
Fantastic, fantastic. Yeah, you'll see me tomorrow for episode 2. The
Let's
next day,
go. Everyday
yeah,
chase tag.
I'm
We could.
taking over the channel.
Oh
Give me the
shit.
password.
Oh
Give me the
shit.
password.
You know, in a way, one day maybe I will not be the man who is managing. Like I'm open
Mm,
with that. In a way, quad talk is something for everyone, and everyone is quad talk in a way. Because yeah, I'm just a
yeah, no,
random guy in a way. I'm a random
I
guy.
understand what you mean. I understand what you mean. It's a hub to be passionate about chase tag.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Everyone is
I'm with
quad talk. New slogan.
you. Everyone is going to.
Um, let's talk about again the US qualifier. You know that now they add something to for the winner. You know, you can choose to avoid or to confront someone. If you were playing with Hollywood Freerunner and you were in charge, would you like use that advantage as confronting someone or avoid someone from the competition?
I don't know. I haven't. I like. Of course, I like. I've thought about it, and then
Mhm.
I've only thought about it enough to go. I'm not doing it.
if
So
it's
it doesn't
not
matter. But
if
you
it's
know,
not easy for you, we can next it. It's okay. No pressure.
yeah, no, I thank you. No, I'm just legit not sure. I think definitely that is exactly an Amos question, a decision. Amos is so into the game outside of the game. I
Mm.
don't know if you've heard about his spreadsheets and his algorithms.
Oh,
He went
no.
crazy for Worlds.
Wow.
He dedicated like Amos is the reason we were competitive at all, let alone
Mm.
won. Whether it's developing us, pretty much every player on Hollywood was developed by Amos. Kyle, of course, was Kyle. He's always
Mm.
been Kyle, but his strategy and his the new Kyle is because of Amos. I was developed by Amos, and he taught me how to think about the
Mm.
sport. Gabe certainly like coming on to Hollywood. Myself and
X.
Amos, helped a lot. Amos drove across the country from Denver to Atlanta
Yo.
to train with me and Maddie. He also developed Maddie. Maddie was Amos was there teaching him at the beginning for Pan Am's, and then when the Wolfstein quad was up, Amos once again drove over to California
Whoa.
and spent time there. So the amount of work that Amos put into developing us as players, but then also developing the strategy outside of the chases. When it comes to matchups were really, I feel like, pioneered by Amos, or at
Yeah.
least the importance of them.
The pairings, like
And
everyone
work
say.
he as I said, he had whole algorithms for theoretical matches that he would do to try and get
It's
opportunities
crazy.
for chase tags. So he would give every player like a percentage of tag versus percentage
Mm.
of evasion, and he would put them up against each other. Okay, if I do this matchup, then that person's gonna have one to two, three, maybe three chases of rest. So that puts them out for this like he had branches, it was insane.
Whoa.
And so all I'm saying is that I wouldn't even have, with Amos on my
Yeah.
team, I don't have to
You would
think
give
about
it to
that
him.
question, because that is right up his alley, and I think he would have a well thought out answer that had spreadsheets attached to it and all kinds of things. So that's my answer.
I get it. I take it. By the way, Amos, I think one day we will have it. I will try to have everyone. Everyone has a place to be here on the podcast. Like I was saying, Trevor. Everyone. If you are not, even if you're not world champion, even if you are out of the quad, we could like maybe interview cameramen and stuff. That's part of it. But like I was saying, yeah, I agree with you. Amos would be the right person to choose that. So maybe we will ask him one day
Yeah,
what would
yeah,
be
please
his
do.
choice
And Amos, I think, would be a fantastic brain to pick on the
on the podcast,
podcast.
of course.
His journey with Chase Tag has been very, very interesting, and of course a lot longer than mine. I'm relatively new to the
Mm.
sport. So he's fantastic. And also our journey to Worlds with Hollywood was a real roller coaster. And I feel like we had a lot of ups and downs.
Mm.
Like without like I don't know if we're going to talk about it later, but Hollywood, without me and Gabe, like the transfer
Yeah,
opportunity for us to play, it was just Maddie. Like Kyle got injured beforehand.
yeah,
Amos was injured beforehand. Omar got injured and retired
yeah, yeah,
beforehand. Dale started a family and had a baby, and
yeah,
Wes had I think retired or stopped playing and got more into content and that. Miguel couldn't make Worlds, so
yeah.
it
It was
was just
shit.
Maddie. It was just Maddie. So Amos specifically, but he worked extremely hard. He, as I said, like working with X to make sure that we had X and Zay over at Wolf's
Mm.
Den to work with them to have a little bit of, but the story of the ups and downs of Hollywood through the world's journey is one that I'll leave to Amos, but it
Yeah.
was really, really fun. Like I'm not sure if you knew that I know a lot of people didn't know that Kyle was injured
Injured?
before. Well,
Yeah, that was the
he
question. That was the question
he
because
was
we didn't saw him that really often. Like not seeing
mm,
him going for the first chase because he's always doing that. I don't
right.
remember which match was, but I was like, okay, something is different. Maybe it's Amos' strategy, but usually we have Kyle going for a chaser or evader first every time.
First, always, always. And I know that he spoke to me, and this was before I was on Hollywood, but as I said, we lived with him for a while. So he spoke with me, and I remember him saying that that was the goal, was to not have to have Kyle
Yeah.
like doing eight chases a match, like to have a team that could have more depth and he could come in for the clincher, for the final,
Yeah.
if it's the big pressure moment,
He's
the
the
most intense
clutcher.
stuff,
Yeah.
him. Exactly. And so that was great to be able to be a little bit a part of that. But no, with him, he injured his knee, his hip.
Yeah.
I've forgotten exactly what it was. Uh, before the
The
comp, and
competition.
he was at like 70%, but he couldn't sprint. And of course, as you know,
Yeah.
chase tag, you need to
He's
run
about
quite fast.
running. Yeah.
And so I think it was Amos's idea, because it's just so Amos. It's so like Amos to try and keep it a secret as much as possible, and use him as bait, really.
Yeah.
Like
It's
that
a
was that was
pressure
the
thing.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's part
and
of it.
and I gotta give props to Kyle for kind of sacrificing his stats and putting his reputation on the line, because he gave up that evasion to Mo, and he
Yeah.
didn't get any evasions, and we all know that Kyle can get evasions. But as I said, with the injury, like,
It
he
doesn't
put
help.
himself out there and quote unquote sacrificed his performance there for the team. And so I think that was really cool of him. I loved that. And that was a real feeling with Hollywood. We all just tried to do our part the best. Amos was the head, was really the captain of the ship, and we all just had to we all just
To
had to do
follow.
our parts on the crew as good as we can.
And it worked. Now you are guys world champion, and that's crazy. So
We managed it somehow. I don't know how,
it
but we
worked.
managed it.
Sometimes
Yeah,
shit
right. Well,
happen.
certainly the Kyle bait thing, that worked. That worked really well. That was really cool.
Um, that was a cool part of about War Tag 6. I didn't thought about speaking about it because maybe it could be a Hollywood Freerunner episode or something. But
Mm.
no worries. I was saying that, but to have a transition, um, we know you as a singer, of course. Um, do you think that you would have like in I hope no, you will have to choose sometime the priority between your career as a singer or a chaser.
Yeah, like, no. And I've had this discussion with some of my followers, people who follow my
Yeah.
music. A lot of people who follow my music say, like, "Why are you doing that?" Because there was there was 6 months, there was probably 8, 9 months where I couldn't play any instruments.
Okay,
Like, I
so
have I have these drums back here.
but you
I've
could
barely
not.
played them because
Mm,
I can't move my wrists, and so definitely it has been
a
it has
question,
been tough.
a question that
Yeah, it
you
is.
thought
Well,
about.
it's a question that I've received, but it's
Hmm.
not one that I've considered,
Oh,
because I
okay.
love tag.
Chase tag.
Like, I am a musician first and foremost, and that is the
Mm-mm.
priority. Definitely. But especially with how new the sport is, and the financial, like music is where I am. That being said, though, it's it's really healthy for me when I'm not breaking my wrists. It's healthy
Yeah,
for me. Chase tag's
mentally.
really great. I
Mm.
love the community, and I adore the sport so much. I grew up in sport as a soccer player. I traveled to Spain and played over there, like, for a little bit. Like, sport was my life, and so having that element of sport still in my life is really important to me, and I really love it. So I as my yeah I'm the answer is, priority is music, and that will always be the priority. But I'm gonna try and play as long as
Yeah,
I
you don't
can.
want to choose, and that's fair enough. I knew that you were kinda would answer that, but just people has to know, like, we are humans, we love to do much stuff. We're not
This is
just
life,
doing,
right?
yeah, we're not
Exactly.
just doing one task every time for life. So yeah, of course.
Life is about finding those things that you're most passionate about and trying to do them as much as possible. That's my
Memento.
thought about life.
Yeah.
And where's this podcast going? How deep are we going? But no, but chase tag is really one of those things for me. And I know that when I get to 70, 80, when my body is definitely not doing more chase tag anymore, we'll see how like cybernetics and robots go. But beside that, if I'm once I'm old and can't play, I know that I would have regretted not
Yeah,
trying,
not
not playing.
100%. Yeah, yeah, I
Exactly.
agree. I agree. And
Yeah. Yeah, it's
and you're right. And if people are listening us, try to do that, guys. Don't do compromised. Try to. I know that's for some people it's not easy that much, but
mm.
don't make choices
No, but
if you can.
and I feel that I speak about this a lot on my live streams and everything that I do, but the the attempt, even just going for it,
Hmm.
I feel is more enjoyable than settling for
Yeah,
something that you're less
I
passionate
agree.
about when it comes to your job or anything. Just like I feel that jumping without the safety net is so much more gratifying.
It's
Of course,
about
something per
living.
person.
It's about
Exactly.
living.
That's what living is to me. And we came over here to America. We've been homeless. We've lived in our car, like all of us as a family. Like, but it's been so gratifying, so enjoyable because I've been able to. Thankfully, I'm really lucky to have been able to do what I enjoy full time.
Yeah, and
And
we are
have my
here to talk about it. So that's the best thing, and maybe
exactly,
you will inspire people. At least you are
exactly.
inspiring
Yeah.
one people here, me, because sometimes
Ah,
it's hard. No, really, because for now, to be honest, guys, I'm jobless for now. I don't really want to do a job because I've finished my studies about informatics, and I don't really like that. I finished the thing to have my diploma because I was at the end, so why not? But one thing is, I would love to live about chase tag, even not playing because I'm not a great player for now. I'm trying to. I'm trying my
yeah.
best.
Yeah, yeah, like growth mindset. I love. There's a book by Dr. Carol Dweck called Mindset, and it's exactly that. Like, yet everything is
Yeah.
yet every aspect of you, even the ones that you may not consider,
Hmm.
they're all customizable. You
Yeah.
can it
Build
takes a lot of
yourself.
work, and
Mm.
I love is a quote from James Clear in his book Atomic Habits. Every decision you make or every action you take is a vote for the type of person you want to be.
Oh.
And it's a democracy, right? Whoever gets
Yeah.
the most votes wins. And so I interjected
No,
with
no,
what you
no
were
worries.
saying. So important. Yeah, like go for it and
Yeah,
put those
try.
votes in.
Even if I'm
And
trying and it doesn't work, it's okay because I have tried. Because some times you're like not trying, and after that you're just remembering it, and it goes there and again and again and again. And
right.
now I try to do things, and I will see now. I'm not trying to think too much, and that's what I'm
I
trying to
love it.
do now. Even if
I love it.
sometimes
Good
it's
on you.
not easy. I'm not telling people it's easy to be without goals and stuff, but keep going and keep
No,
doing things. Like it's been 2 months
it,
that I did not any podcast or stuff like that, and I was like, come on, it was so cool to do it. I'm really happy to do it at the moment. So just put a date on. I was like, I have to send a message to Kai because if I don't, I will never do it. And I remember Victor, which is the first guest from Sweden. He was like, "Okay, let's put a date because you will not do it if we don't." And that's why I'm trying to do it back again now. And you're now my reborn. You are like
season two.
kinda yeah season two in a
Yeah,
way.
season two. I love it, man. I love it, man. I really I'm so passionate about all of that. People who know me know that I speak probably too much about it,
No.
but I love it, man. Good on you. Good on you. And I know that we're all inspired by your passion. and
Thank you.
it's just, it feels better to to go for it. It's so cliche. It's so
Yeah, it's
cliche.
a
But
really big cliche.
the only failure is to not try. You know.
Like
Yeah.
the type of
Anyway.
shit that you can see on Instagram with motivation stuff. We are doing kind of
Yeah.
that, but guys, that's
Next question. Next question. Before we get into live, laugh, love, let's go.
linked of what I was saying. We know you has also has a tap dancer. Do you think that the dancing, your dancing skills, affect your your play style? Sorry, on chase tag. Maybe it gave you ideas.
Did Gabe ask you that question? Was that question by
No,
Gabe? Because
no, no.
Gabe is Gabe is certain that my tap dancing is the ability for my the reason for my chase tag ability. He's so funny. I'm not sure. I feel that it's probably helped me physically. I know that a lot of chase tagging and dancing has helped with my hip flexibility and with
Mhm.
my my quads and
Yeah.
everything. Um, whether it's helped uh with the strategy and everything, I'm not sure. I'd probably say no. But I don't know. I guess we'll have to get some more tap dancers into chase
Yeah,
tag and see
yeah.
what this
That's what I
happens.
was thinking about. That by writing this on my phone, I was like, maybe because at the gym we had people from street workout, pole dancing, and I was like,
Yeah.
maybe bringing people from dancing world, exchanging with them will maybe bring things that we never tried. And I want to do a. I'm like a scientist. I would love to like invite people that never saw um, did sorry chase tag and put them just with the rules and see what they are doing. Like,
Mm.
because when a new guy, when I'm saying guy, whoever you are, women, men, or else, you're coming to a gym and you're like trained by people that know chase tag and you're kind of
Right.
biased, maybe by watching it. So I would love to like bring people, put them on the quad and see what they're doing for a day. And maybe they could try things that we never imagine.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
to just put them in a box for an experiment, and then
yeah.
you come back in a month and see what they've come up with. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Um, No, I agree. And all the time when you come up with a new idea, it's like, okay, I want to do science on you. You know, I remember Amos saying that. Now I say it all the time whenever I would have an idea before my wrist but it would be like, like, just they have no clue. They have no clue what it is. Like, let's do some science. Let's do some
Yeah,
science. Let's figure
that would
it
be
out.
so
And
fun.
how people react naturally and everything. It's really fun to see.
So if someone has people, friends that would love to do that, try it and tell us. Tell us if you have a quad
Yeah,
nearby.
at Pod Talk, you can send in your guinea pigs.
Come on.
Ready? Paco 59 Gym.
And
Let's
we
go.
experiment. Would be so cool.
Mm.
We were mentioning it on the introduction when we were saying that you were watching and imagining going out of the quad. So during World Chase Tag 6, you made this amazing chase against Mr. Damien Zumtobel. If I'm not saying that wrong, sorry, from
Pretty good. Yeah,
Apex
Marquise from
Moon.
Paco. That's right. Yeah.
Thank you. Um, is it something that you prepared, or was it like desperate? Did you
Yeah,
try to train that?
it was like a little bit of both. I think all of us have thought about it before, right? Like,
Yeah,
I'm in
you're
no
not
way
the
saying that
first one.
came up with it. Because I know that, because I did it once in at Pan
Yeah,
Am's.
I
I
remember
That was
that.
the first time against Marquise on 215. And can we talk about Marquise for a second, by the
Yeah, it's
way?
crazy.
How he was amazing at the
A
qualifiers just now.
four-man
He was
squad, a
fantastic.
four-man squad, guys. Remember that.
Oh, it's so, four man is such a tough thing to
it's
do, but
it's
they were
doable.
amazing. And
It's doable, but really hard.
yeah, but Marquise's improvement was out of this world. I was so blown away. But anyway, the Pan Ams was the first time that I'd done it, and you'd always thought about it, but how can you really practice it?
Yeah, that's hard.
I just kind of, you try your best to think about 18 seconds and 18.5, and then
Yeah.
you go for it. And certainly in training, I would do it a lot and I would mess up, but it started to get a bit more consistent. That being said, at Worlds against Damien, of course, I got the timing slightly wrong, and that's why I broke my wrist because
Yeah.
I jumped out a little too early. I needed to hold. I
The
needed to
the
hold
the
the
legs.
position. Exactly, exactly. I couldn't land on my legs. And then also, I feel I jumped out the wrong side. I jumped out the open side,
And there were
and
like
that's
the
why.
panels to with the LCD screens. I think it
Yes,
was really close.
I do think that without them, I would have jumped a little further
Yeah.
away, which might have ended in not so much of a close.
Mhm.
I feel hesitant to say, like, it didn't feel like a tag to me, and I don't, on the video I don't think
Yeah.
it looked like a tag, but I'm probably biased, but we'll leave it up to the refs. But the that being said, if I jumped out the other way, like towards the mountain,
Yeah, yeah,
towards
I
the
see.
stands, then Damien wouldn't have been able to come out for the tag. So
Yeah.
there, that stuff I hadn't improvised. The thought about it, I had improvised. The thought of it, I'd thought about, but specifically, like,
That
I'm gonna jump out
moment.
here at this
Hmm.
time. I think it needs some more work, and when I have more time on the quad and when my wrists are better, that is definitely something that maybe other people have already thought about. Like, where's the most optimal places to jump out of the quad, so there's not as much of an opportunity for people to dive after you.
But I think like you're not maybe the first one thinking about it, but you're one of the rarest one doing it. Like I remember you as the guy doing that when I was watching the Pan Am back in the days. I was like, okay, this is the one of the rarest people that is trying that. Now we see that really often. Even me, I try to do that sometime, but it doesn't work well. But even at the
Yeah, it's
gym, we
tough,
are
man.
trying. We are yeah, because the timing, if you have, it's really, it's not really doable in a competition. You have the timer, you have the big screen, but who during a chase watch the screen for real?
Right.
Like it's about like a thing inner in you, like you are feeling it because practicing. And I think it was on the of the first podcast of World Chess Tag Gym, they were talking about the fact that I think it's Christian or Damien that is putting a coffee thing that is doing the coffee machine, and he was putting the
Oh,
timer on
okay.
20, and he was able to know when the coffee will go off and was ready at 20.
Oh,
So it's something that you have in you. Like we can't explain that, but practicing it and doing again and again chases, you start to have the feeling of it. So
yeah.
now
and
that
and
we
it
saw
was.
you and other people trying that, we are like, okay, maybe it's a thing, it's a strategy. So
Oh, yeah. I do feel it's a thing, but it's like any move, it has risks, and
yeah, you could
um
lose your
and
chase on that.
right. Like, I know when the Pan Am's chase was posted on social media, there's a lot of people in the comments saying that the rules should be changed, that, like,
Oh
that should
yeah.
be illegal, shouldn't be allowed. But I feel like, yeah, there's a lot of risk with it. We saw, like, with Overground at Worlds,
Yeah.
like, like, you can get the timing wrong and you land, and then
Yeah.
what might have been an evasion is a tag. Also, as we saw with me at Worlds, like, the chaser can dive after you,
Yeah, of
and
course.
you as the invader have got to jump up, whereas they've just got to go this way. So it's not a foolproof. It's not broken.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
agree with
another
that.
strategy to maybe implement. So yeah, we'll see. Well, I'm excited to see what people do with it. And as I said, um we saw Michael at the other the
Qualifier,
qualifier,
yeah.
and then also I think Derek kind of did it at the East Coast, the West Coast, sorry. Kind of did it, but it was like already kind of 20, but he was on his way out. So yeah, it's starting to
To
show
yeah,
itself.
I think people will like master it. Like people are
Mm,
definitely, I think, trying and training that for sure.
cool.
You mentioned it. You were a Tempest guy at the beginning. Can we expect you going back on this team one day, maybe?
Oh, no, no, I'm very, very much Hollywood now, and always like really, really always was like Tempest asked me for Pan Am's just a week before
Yeah,
Hollywood, and and like Kyle and Omar, like some of my best friends now, like Amos is
yeah,
like one of the people I look up to most in this whole world. And as I said, training with like with Maddie when he was on the team, which we can probably talk about that later, but losing Maddie was really
yeah.
tough because not just that because he's so strong as a player, but of
It's
course,
also a
but also
friend.
training with him and it was so much fun and so great and training with Amos and they really I feel like, and you know this as a player, there's different training styles,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
different strategies,
It's so
and
cool to be with different
I
people.
really fit.
Mm.
Yeah, I really fit with Hollywood, and I really enjoy playing with them. Gabe as well now is one of my favorite people when with chase tag. He's so passionate, as you know.
Yeah.
He's so passionate about chase tag.
He
The
loved the
most
game.
passionate person about chase tag on the planet,
Is
definitely. And he is obsessed with it. And so being around people like that, um, is just exactly
precious.
where I want to
Yeah.
be. I really feel at home with Hollywood, and yeah, and I love it. And also, I'm in Hollywood. You know, I'm in LA, so it works there. And I'm really loving. I talk a lot with Nico and a lot with Tempest. And I really want them to do well. I want them to qualify. I want them to come to Worlds.
Haha.
So I'm trying to help them as much as I can.
Yeah, we saw
But
on the
yeah, I
vlog of
really like
Nico. You were
talking
like analyzing at the end of this vlog. I watched it, and you were doing like a briefing with
yeah,
the PC,
me,
and it's cutting.
Amy, exactly. Amy and I stayed with them at their Airbnb, which is funny because they had a couple of new players that I
Mm.
had not met before. And I was wondering if they were like, who the hell is this guy? Like he's
Why?
not on the team. Why is he coming in? And I'm like, so here you want to do this and you want to do this, you want to go here. And
But you don't know
but
me.
thankfully, yeah, yeah. I was like, hi, I'm Kaya. Nice to meet you. Now what you gonna do? You want to grab here, you want to put your hand here. Um, and so I absolutely loved doing that. But as I said, like for me, passion for the sport is the most important thing, and it's something that is quite rare because the sport is new, and especially in America where
Mm.
there's so few quads. I've already said it, and so Nico is like the only reason that Tempest team still exists. He has single-handedly kept the fire alive because he's just so passionate about it. And so I love it. I love talking chase tag with him. And like when we had the when the qualifiers were on the East Coast qualifiers, we had a little watch party here and we watched it together. So I absolutely love the Tempest squad and but as I said for the other reasons and while I was over there in Atlanta and training with Maddie, training with
Yeah,
Amos,
that's
really good friends with
understandable.
Kyle Omar. It made perfect sense. It made perfect sense.
No worries, it's not a trap question. I was just wondering, so.
No, 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 no. Yeah, exactly. And it's good because some people, you know, in the past, like, I haven't really heard it from many people, but
Mhm.
they really think that Hollywood is just about like, oh, let's just get the strongest
Oh,
players.
yeah. We could say that about
Whereas
you, Jane, now. In a way.
Whereas I'd be curious to see what were like your opinion on it from the outside, but I know for me it could not have been any less about that if we tried. It's about the passion.
Mhm.
Kyle is all about I want it to feel like a family. I want us all to get along. I love that. For me and for Amos and I think for Diddy as well, it's all about we just want people that are passionate about the sport. We would hate to have and that's the problem with a lot of teams right now and you're seeing a lot of I think America is losing teams quicker than we're getting
Yeah,
them
yeah.
because you got a few people who are like maybe on a team you
Yeah.
might have one, two, maybe three people who are
Really
extremely
passion, yeah.
passionate about Space Tag. And then And then, the other players, of course, they have other things going on, and you can't expect everybody to be
Yeah.
obsessed with chase tag like we are. And so being on a team, with Hollywood, like that's the priority for Hollywood. And I say that just as a player, not as the captain, or
Yeah.
not as any with any kind of a voice. But I know for me coming on with that, it was that it was Amos so passionate about it, Gabe and myself as the additions to the team. It was just about our passion for the sport first and foremost. Really, I don't even really care about like winning. Like I of course everybody wants to win, and I love
Yeah.
winning,
At the end
but
of the day.
it's more about putting my best foot forward, and trying to win. That's what I love.
Yeah.
And so sorry, I'm getting
No, no
ahead, but
worry. We are feeling the
yeah,
passion, and
yeah, but
we are here for
we're
that. So keep
yeah,
talking,
I
Kai. No
love
worries.
chase tag, and all the Hollywood guys love chase tag, and that's what the priority is. And while America doesn't have local
Mm,
quads, there's gonna be movement. There's gonna be movement as the people who are passionate about the sport magnetize together. It
yeah,
makes
that's why there is
sense.
so many transfer and new team with collaboration, if I can say that. Like Vanguard is a mix of many people from
Yeah,
Oddshot and I don't want to say
definitely.
bullshit. State Quonks, it's a team from Dexterity Depot. Nix is basically a mix of Matty. We have Nick from
Yeah, I
Empire
thought
back in the
Nick,
days.
Eddie, and
Guys from Momentum. That's what's happening, and it's better because having just team of 3 or 4. I'm not saying that for 2-1-5 to be clear, but having 3 or 4 people just passion, not mix it up with other people that are passionate. That's a bit sad because we had that
yeah.
with the Poco 59 women's, we women's
Mm.
sorry, we had like 3 or 4 people that was really on the sport, and for the French nationals they were like, okay, we have 3 spots, who wants to come? And that was just random. I'm not saying that in the mean way, but random
I
people
understand.
just joining the thing and enjoying the show. It's okay, but at the end they were like a bit disgust of the sport because the result wasn't there and the expectation was different.
Right. And we've seen it many times. I think we're kind of currently seeing it with Apex, but you think about,
Yeah,
I don't know, like SoFlo and Empire
yeah,
and
that's sad.
Hopsco and all of these teams. And I feel I completely agree with you. While we're in the development stage of chase tag is a new sport, and while it's growing, I feel like there needs to be as much opportunity for movement and for the people who are passionate about the sport to play.
Mm,
The
of
fact
course.
that some people can go years without getting an opportunity to play, is, I feel, not good for the sport, because we want the best players
Yeah.
playing, which means the best clips, which means more viral, which means more
Yeah, of
sponsorship,
course.
which means more quads. But while we're in this development stage, I'm a big believer that it should be open, and some of the new transfer rules. I don't know if the transfer rules are
Yeah.
public, but I can see where they're coming from when it comes to the final position of where chase tag's going to be, and certainly once again with where France is, with so many teams, with so many
Yeah.
quads, and I know you said it's a bit less, but and all the collaboration and competitions going on, like it's amazing. I love it, but while we're, especially here in America, while we're in this development stage, I feel like we need to be cultivating the passion. We need to be keeping the fire alive. And the places where you have gyms,
Yeah.
you're starting to see that the teams stick. Like I'm now referring to, once again, how people say Hollywood just take players.
Yeah.
Um, the like the gyms that have quads,
Mhm.
Knicks, like, and Dex, and the Squonks is trains at Dex, and 215 they train at Dex. You see that their teams are cementing, right? And especially Dex, who have had their gym, but they've had their gym for like a good couple of years, right? And it's taken that long to develop
Proper
that
teams.
community, the team. And so a lot of other teams don't have that opportunity. And so while as I said, yeah, I'm just repeating myself,
No, no
but
worries.
while we're in the development stage, yeah, I think it's great. But it made perfect sense for Maddie to go and play with Knicks as much as I, personally, I
That's
was so
sad.
I was so disappointed to not be able to play on his team anymore. But him going to Knicks, playing with the team that he works at that
Yeah.
gym
So it's easier
with
maybe
Mark
for him.
who are there. Yeah, in Georgia, it makes perfect sense. And so I'm so happy for him and for Knicks because I feel like that's what we want for the sport is to
Yeah.
have those local teams with their quads,
Like a pillar.
having a team is developed locally. It's fantastic.
Mm. It's like a foundation or a pillar for them. Like he's
Yeah,
the little stone that is starting something. And we
exactly,
saw a good
exactly.
result during the qualifier, so I guess they will go for it. And
Yeah,
I'm
Maddie is so
mm,
good. I could talk so long about Maddie, and he he kind of went under the radar, at Worlds.
yeah.
But I think he's the best evader in the world. Full stop. Now I think some of like the most recent comp, and he hasn't like he hasn't shown what he's done in training. Like in training, he runs rings around me, man. Like he makes me feel like I've never played before. He is incredible, and I'm so excited. So Maddie
That's cool
alone
because
can,
you're not able to play with him, but you will be able to play against in a way, and that's cool.
yeah, yeah.
You will
And
have
Maddie
another
said that
relation.
when he said that he was going to Knicks, he said that I want to play against Hollywood.
You
I want to win.
guys.
I want to beat Hollywood. And I was like, oi, you want to beat Hollywood? Come
No.
at me. I know. I certainly I feel like America is going to be up against it at this next Worlds. I think France is well, certainly I have no clue. No, I don't think any of us have any idea, but I think it's going to be France's to lose. I think Fakor is the team to for all of us are going to watch out for.
Yeah.
Um, they're the team to beat in my mind. I see how they're training and how
Mm.
passionate they are, and they've got their quad in
Yeah.
every. I think they're the team to beat. And so,
In the the
Maddie going
ID.
and leaving that was disappointing for me for that as well. But as I said, for the good of the sport, it was perfect that he went to Knicks.
And we will see. We will see. Really shortly, in a way, in June. I think it's in June for the
July.
finals in July. Yeah, for the finals in Pennsylvania. I'm gonna check flights. I would love to be there. It's fucking
Oh,
expensive.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
maybe going to Woodstock one. I was texting Dara, who's managing a bit the gym. And I was like, "Can I sleep on the couch somewhere?" Because that's the
Wow.
thing is not being like the flights are okay even if it's hundreds euros. But yeah, I will see. We'll see.
It's expensive, man, and I don't want to hop on, go on too much about the same points, but you're exactly right. Like for players who don't have a quad, it's it's a lot of time and passion, but also money. It's
Yeah,
financially
yeah, yeah.
it's expensive to get good at chase tag
There
without
is
a
cost.
quad.
Mm.
And so yeah, that's once again my point from earlier about the flexibility
Mm.
from the rules and everything. I just would love if there was that flexibility. So everybody who has put in that money and that time and that passion to get good at the sport, they should have the opportunity to play. When I was in Atlanta, you could have stayed on
On
my
the
couch. I'm
Airbnb?
sorry that wasn't there anymore.
No
We,
worries, no
we lived
worries.
just a few houses down from Dara, so
Oh,
that was awesome. That was awesome. We
oh.
were we were
Next
we were
time,
neighbors.
I will text you if you want to
Well, I don't live
welcome.
there anymore, so I'm
Oh
sorry,
yeah,
but
no worries. Yeah, yeah. I'm in Egypt. You're in Los Angeles. We talked about it at the beginning.
if there's a quad in LA and they're doing a comp,
Let's go.
please come. We'll probably have a
That's
busy. It'll probably be busy, but you'll have
ah.
a
No
spot on the
worries.
floor at least.
No worries. I'm saying the same shit to everyone who come in France in Roubaix. Over there, right behind my camera, there is a couch. It's not a really good couch, but you will have you or even other athletes have a place, a place to sleep on. So ask me. I'm a official Airbnb for World Chase Tag. I'm saying that, but my girlfriend gonna kill me because I've sent an invitation to everyone here. Sorry. No, but
It's just
don't be.
party at Alex's place,
Let's
everyone.
go. Will be fun, to be honest.
It would
But
be.
yeah, me too. You can come whenever you want. I told it
Oh,
to Gabe too.
thank
I
you.
was like, guys, if you're here, if you want to keep money, because taking the hotel again is money, and everything is money. Everything is about money at the end of the day. So yeah.
Right. I was planning, and then I broke my wrists, but I was planning a trip over to France to come play
Oh,
with you all.
will be cool.
I was so excited. I was so excited. It was going to be, after Worlds, and then
Yeah.
and come over and do a bit of a tour
Yeah, it's really
and
little for you
hit all
guys.
the gyms. Hit all the gyms. Yeah, exactly. So I was really excited for that, and maybe one day I'll be able to
Yeah,
when my wrist.
it's just a
But that
question
would
of
be
time, in my opinion. So,
mm,
and
yeah.
healing. We were talking about Nicodemus. I saw that on his vlog, and I saw him in Avery and met him, and he's always fucking wearing Jordan's one for competing. What are your thoughts? He's not the only one. There is red one
Mm,
from Rooftop Kings, the Moroccans. He's wearing
mm.
Jordan 1 for playing chase tag, and I don't understand that. What is your thought about that?
Red one wears Jordans, does he? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a massive Olo Sapien X's fan.
Oh.
I've tried strikes. The strikes they broke on me
Oh
within
yeah.
10 days. 10
Oh.
days of playing Chase Tag with them, and they broke, and they weren't the customer service was not very nice to me
Oh. I.
after that. But since then I've been with Olos, and they were good. The Sapien X's, the new ones, were just incredible. I think they
Mm.
stick to the bar so well. I'm a big fan of them. Nico with his shoes, you gotta get him on the podcast and ask. He loves shoes. He collects. I think
Oh.
I think maybe he tries to not, but he collects shoes,
Oh.
and so he had an ankle injury at this comp. He had his ankle was injured,
Yeah.
and so he had like a few different pair of shoes to try. And he told me, he was like, I've got like 4 or 5 different pairs of shoes to try on the quad. We got there,
Wha-
4 pairs were Jordans. I was like,
What? But it's the same.
He
This
got
is the
different
same.
shoes.
It's just a skin guy.
And he said, I've got the high tops and the low tops and the different
Oh yeah,
versions.
yeah. I
So
see.
yeah, I
Yo.
wasn't sure, but whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, in a way.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but I personally am an Olos guy. I love him.
Oh, little cat.
Ah,
Hello. Hello, Bolo. Okay, get out. Because she's doing a lot of mess on my jerseys. No, 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 no.
mm.
Sorry.
I have a white dog, so I understand
Oh.
the fur
No, no,
gets
no.
everywhere.
She's keeping coming, but whatever. Oh, I love animals. We love animals.
Thank you. I'm grateful for the cameo. Thank you very much. He blends in with your black void.
Yeah. She's always messing up when I'm doing stuff. So yeah,
Yeah.
Nicodemus, I will probably have you if you're hearing us one day, and the question will come back for sure because I don't understand that, guys. I've Jordan one. I think know the low dunk. I have low dunks, but man, we were doing a Halloween party at Parco 59 with the quad, and I was
Oh, sick.
cosplaying as Miles Morales, the spider, the black
Mm.
spider guy,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and he's wearing Jordan ones, and I was wearing that for the cosplay, and I did like 4 or 5 chases, and was like, I stop, I'm gonna injure myself, because it's really flat,
Wow.
I
Mm.
don't love the feeling. And I prefer my
Sick.
Reeboks or my Hollows because I've bought Hollows 2 months ago, and that's really good. That's a nice shoe, to be honest. So,
Mm.
and I was really ready to try the strikes, but you told
Olo,
me
let's
that.
let's let's get that Hollywood sponsorship, Olo. Let's go.
Let's go.
No, Olo has been fantastic. and I know that you know, like pre-worlds, Olo was really accommodating with getting the shoe out there to athletes, and
Yeah,
I
that's
was really
cool.
grateful.
That's
That was
really
sick.
cool. They are always here for the comps. So yeah. Thank you guys. Thanks for helping teams. I know that the Parkour 59 Sparks are gonna get 3 pairs of shoes. I think. So that's cool because there are kids, okay, but for adults, we are like, okay, maybe we're gonna get sponsors because it's a thing that we don't have really often on competitions, and
Right?
it's a thing that we develop, I think, in the future, and I think World Chess Tag is working on it. I don't know. I'm not working with them. Maybe I'm saying bullshit. By the way, I'm saying that, but if you are interested, because we are talking about the sport, but if you want to find a gym nearby your place, you can go on wct.com and you have a big square. We find a gym. You can't miss it. And yeah, so that was a little sponsor free thing that I'm always doing
And
because
if you're
it
and
can
if
help.
you're in Texas, there's a new
Yeah,
gym opening soon, new quad opening soon.
go for the jam. I think they're doing a jam or a chase off or something for inaugurated. My English is going away. Sorry, guys.
I was saying before the stream, just to everybody who's watching, I'm so impressed. I've started learning a second language, and I'm so impressed with you, man. It's incredible to do a
They-
whole podcast with my Australian accent
no, you're
and
really
the
good.
hey,
Everyone is saying that. I mean, not you especially with the accent, but I went to London 2 years ago for the first jam, and I met Orlando DeVoe there, and all his friends was like, he has a terrible accent, and I was like, he's okay. I understand
oh
him
yeah.
really good. Like it's not
Did you
it's not a big
did
deal.
you learn on a lot of like British media?
I don't think so. Most of my English is, of course, school, but I
Mm.
didn't really enjoyed it. It's more about the video games and series, so maybe it helped me, yes, because you have British
Yeah.
accent, American accent, Australian, not really often, but I think you're really good, man. I understand you. I mean, we're speaking for 1 hour and a half, so if I was,
Oh, really?
yeah, we are almost there, guys. Don't worry. But I mean, people are really listening that when they are going to training, so they're happy to have like someone talking about chase. Like I'm really sad because I don't have that. I would not like listen myself. That would be weird. But we have the podcast too of World Chase Tag Team. Little shout out to them again. That's so cool to have that every Thursday. I think it's currently going on when we are talking because it's 10
Right
a.m.
now.
for you. I think so. It's 10
Yeah.
a.m. In Los Angeles, and we are currently at almost 9 p.m. here in France. So to just know for people, it's really early for Kai. Thanks to him, he's a early
Oh,
guy.
it's 10:45. It's no problem.
Oh, we're chilling. We are almost there, but no worries. We have a couple questions from the community. But before that, what is the best souvenir that you have with the sport for now? I mean, you are world champion, maybe it's that, but have you any other souvenir that you loved and you would like to share about the sport?
Oh,
If it's not possible and it's hard, you can just avoid the question. It's okay. Like I said, we are
what?
here. We are free people.
Personal. No, no. I'm just trying to think. I think so. I think certainly. I don't know. I want to say my. I'm a big. I wear my Frisky Cats jersey a lot.
Oh,
I love that
I
one.
love
I
it. I
love
would
that
love
one.
to have one.
But I don't know in terms of like souvenirs. Um, you know, I don't get to. If I could go home and take part of the quad with me, that would be cool. But no, I think probably just some jerseys. You know what we do have actually at yeah, no, this is cool. In Tempest, no,
Hmm.
in Texas at
Yeah.
the World Cheesesteak 6 US Nationals, there was Hollywood and Kunoichi jerseys
Oh.
that were printed with the wrong color pink.
Oh.
So I have a Hollywood jersey that is like a red. It's a red
Oh,
Hollywood jersey. So
stylish.
why don't I try and find it after our podcast and
Oh
we
yeah,
can share
yeah.
it.
I will put a photo between us here. I will put a lot of videos to like image what were we talking about. I love to do that because I'm a people that is watching podcast, even if it's first of all for listening, you know. But yeah,
Mm.
I will put
Yeah,
definitely that.
that one's unique at least. It's a
Yeah.
one of 6 or 7 or something like that.
I can't wait to see the picture. All right, all right. Now we are on the part of what I was saying at the beginning. I have asked to the community if they had question for you. We're gonna start with the first question from Capital Chase Tag, which is basically the guys that are trying to make the sport grow in New Zealand.
New
Um,
Zealand, yes.
yeah,
I remember
that's
having
crazy.
good
Are you on
good
the
couple messages.
Discord? On your
Yeah,
dis
on the
on
Discord.
yeah
Yeah.
of them? That's crazy. They post so much videos really often, trying to do comps. That's crazy. With a mock quad, I hope one day, guys, you will have a quad. Finger crossed. So you were talking about it. You're Australian, of course. Have you any thought on the chase tag scene in Australia and how it could be improved? That's the question from Capital Chase
Well,
Tag.
yeah, yeah. How can it be improved? I think how can it get started? And I think, of course, that's
Yeah,
with a quad.
yeah,
Really, like the only the only thing when it comes to chase tag is quads and access to quads. I really feel like the rest sorts itself out. But the biggest advantage
yeah.
to any player, to any team, is players with access to a quad. And so certainly in Australia, the there's no quads, and so
Yeah.
Oceania, New Zealand, we're kindred spirits with our lack of quad. But no, certainly I remember we were just back there in Australia, and I spoke to a couple parkour people that are there. Amy goes and trains with them a lot, as you know, Amy, my sister, and I
Hello,
tagged
hello,
along one
Amy.
time, and yeah, and they're all really passionate about chase tag. They all love it. They all are very excited for it, but there's just not an opportunity to
Yeah.
play. So no, I think when it happens, I'm really excited, and I'm gonna when there's a quad in Australia, oh, I'm gonna make an effort
Oh, he's
to
gonna be
be there
the
for it.
the father
I know
of every every new chasers from new
it's
from Australia.
it's gonna be like a 15-hour, flight, but
Oh shit.
that'll be worth it. I'll be there for it because
Oh,
that's gonna be a really exciting
crazy.
day. But no, I think that's really the only answer there
Yeah, I
is
agree with
a
that.
quad.
Because I we could take the example of Sweden. Like the quality movement guys went to the Antwerp Chase Off where I played. And we met them there and they were like, okay, we're gonna go back to Sweden and we're gonna try to have a quad. And now they have one. And I
Yeah.
think that's the beginning of something, guys. I know that you will not be like big pro and going on the top three of a competition. But if, again, it's not easy. We know it costs money and stuff. But if you are able to do competitions as wild cards on something, it would be a good start for Australia. Maybe we are talking about that, but I know that there is wild cards for the next worlds, and I'm like maybe we could have like Australian, Indians, because now they have a quad,
The
uh,
Indians are gonna have their quad. They can.
Canadians
I'm excited for India to come in and sweep us all and beat us
with
all.
new
It's gonna be very
things.
exciting.
That's gonna be
Yeah.
crazy. But that's
Well,
my
you spoke
thought.
about doing that science with getting brand new players
Yeah,
and putting them on the quad, right? Like, I
they
feel
are.
like India's got that on going. That's
um,
exciting.
thanks for this answer, and I hope you will have your answer, Capital Chase Tag. Thanks for participating, and thanks for doing
Yeah,
what you
I
are
would just say
doing.
I don't know if it was a very nice answer to you, but let me say thank you for your passion and keeping the New Zealand spirit alive. And then also, if you have any questions about chase tag or things, please DM me. I'm on the
Yeah,
Discord. I'm
guys.
on Instagram. I'm happy to help because I love what you guys are doing.
I think you and I we talked about the word patient really often on this podcast, and I should have put like
Yeah,
a counter something, but yeah,
right.
you can feel it on our discussion from 2 hours almost. So yeah, guys, even if it's not me or Kai, you can DM anyone from the community, and we will be like helpful for you guys. Don't be shy like I was when I was younger. Don't be shy and go for it. Ask, do it. Like we said before, try, and you are trying your best, Capital Chase Tag, with what you are doing, all the content. So big shout out. Next question from Gabin. Gabin, which is a player in our team Urban Corp Phoenix on the Youth League,
Hey.
is the guy from Forest Tag.
Oh,
Um,
Forest Tag, let's
yeah,
go.
and I know that he's more linked to Forest Tag than Urban Corp Phoenix. He's now his mom have now opened a gym, so that's one of the new gym in France. So he almost has a quad for him. So he's lucky,
Hell
lucky
yeah,
you. No, I'm
that's
saying
really
lucky,
exciting.
but it's a lot of work. Big shout out to Joy, his mom. So his question is, who is taking the spot of Matthew Hall? Because we talked a lot about it.
Ah,
Can you say it? Can you maybe
uh, you,
say that
you,
someone is already fine? I don't know for that spot.
yeah, you trying to get me in trouble, huh? No, um,
if you
I'm not.
can't say
Yeah,
nothing.
no, I am not the captain, and I'm not gonna. It's not my place. Not my place to say. Definitely, I'm
All
not
right,
gonna.
all
I'm gonna
right.
plead.
He used his white card. It's okay, guys.
Yeah, I'm Xing out of
I,
that
I
question.
guess I was asking, but I knew that in a way it's a secret, and that's normal. Everyone wants to keep his roster secret, and
Fun,
that's
it's fun. We've got no. I can tell. We've got LeBron James. We've
yeah.
got Lionel
Greg
Messi.
Ball,
We've got Greg Ball. Greg Ball, three-time world champion. Greg Ball,
yay.
unstoppable. Imagine LeBron James playing chase tag.
Yo,
Holy
would
bull.
be crazy. Would be so
Holy
crazy.
bull.
Like a big man like that doing
Yeah.
basketball. He would
I think he'd have.
definitely tag
I think he'd have
us.
some good dives, and then hit one of these. It's like yeah, no,
Or
I'm ready for
imagine
it.
him going to the mountain ramp from the loading bay, and the classic tag. He would
Oh
definitely
yeah,
tag everyone 100%. I think
we just jump over the mountain and, like it's a dunk or
smashed
something,
like
and
a
get someone
basketball
exactly and get the
would be
tag on the
crazy.
second mountain.
Another one. Third question from Enzo Gia. I think it's a guy from Kimeo Gym. I met him, I
Mm.
think, at Worlds. Uh, which is the strongest team that you were up to for you, uh, at your
That like
opinion?
that we played against.
Yeah, that you were playing again in your entire career, even if it's a little one for now, because you started so young in a way.
So right, right. Um, I feel it's so difficult because I didn't get to play Hugo.
Oh yeah, he was injured.
Right? Hugo is injured, so I feel like I can't answer the question yet because we haven't been able to, we haven't been able to do that. I think I would say on paper definitely, yeah, like Parkour 59.
Hmm.
Um, I like I watched a lot of videos of them beforehand, and they were really really incredible.
That was your
Um,
beast. Your
yeah,
black beast.
exactly. I think that was certainly my the people like Amos gave each of us people to study,
Hmm.
and and Ludi and Hugo were the main two for
Yeah.
me. And then Hugo got injured and I wasn't able to
Yeah.
play him. Sucked. I was really excited. I was really
next
excited
next
because
year.
yeah, no, Hugo, you better. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm coming. Well, I'm not. I'm not ready at all, actually. But please
He
be
will.
ready when
He
I'm ready.
will.
Please wait for me, Hugo. No, I'm excited, and yeah, I think as I said, the sports it's developing so rapidly. It's changing up so much, and we don't get that much opportunity. Like it's a one match is 16
It's
chases,
really
so you
rapid.
might versus once or twice, and so I feel disingenuous to answer the question anyway, but I'm not sure. I think so far the hardest match was Parkour 59. That being said, the match against Apex Sun was a
Oh,
big
on
one.
the
Although it was
Panamia.
tough.
Yeah, I
Yeah, at
remember.
Pan Am. So maybe that's the answer as well. But even in between Pan Ams and Worlds,
There is
the
a
difference in quality. So like it was
for sure.
harder.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, for
Apex and
sure.
Hollywood, like I think them were harder, but the teams were better at Worlds. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah, it's
is
always
that
like that. It changed a lot
yeah,
between competitions, and that's crazy.
yeah, exactly. But to answer a different question, the team I'm most excited for is for Core, definitely.
FICO.
I am
Oh,
big fans of those guys, and I think that as we've seen and as you've seen,
yeah.
their
They put that
improvement
so
and
much.
they're already some of the top players in the sport, and I'm very excited to hopefully get the opportunity to play against them or at least see them again. It's gonna be great.
In my opinion, it's like the team that in uh, watching the backgrounds and the story about it, like it's really street in a way. They are training outdoor. They are really young. They are soda dogs in a way, and
Right.
that's the team in France that I'm most excited about. I love Poco 59. Would be always for Poco 59. Oh, of course, but
Mm.
by seeing like in the side, yeah, the team that I'm looking for now because they were here as the replacers at World Chess Tactics, so maybe you could have played them, but fortunately the team was there and so they were just watching. But I think they are going to maybe killing it or maybe not, but we'll see in the future. So
Yeah.
we are waiting
We've
French
already
nationals, please. We are begging.
uh, Oh, I'm excited. That would be great. And no, we've already seen with the extended chase off, right? Foucault
Yeah.
won that, if I remember correctly.
No, no, they were on the second place, I think so. The one that was won the no, they won. Yeah,
Mixed.
they were two. They're the extinct one and the second one with the the crown and stuff. It's the
Mm.
phantom one that won, but
Oh,
they won the
Phantom won
first
that one.
one, I think.
I see. I see.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
you are true.
So
My bad.
they have already proved themselves, is
Yeah,
is
they
is
are working hard, and I can't wait because they just need the French national here, please.
Mm.
But I know that it's a lot of work. Big shout out to World Stag Europe, aka
Oh
Loic and
yeah.
Thomas, that are trying to make it happen. It will,
Oh yeah.
definitely, but
Oh yeah.
when we don't know.
Right, and I feel like I want to make it very clear when I talk about how, like there's just not opportunities to play and the season is so long. Like I get it completely.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's
it's hard.
expensive to put on those events. It's really tough. There's a lot of logistics. We're all so grateful for all the effort that the brothers and Loke and Tamar and the whole
Mhm.
team that everybody puts in. I'm so impressed by what they do, and I'm just a lowly player who's just got some thoughts about it. But I love what they're doing, and we just want more of it.
And that being said, also, I know that people maybe are waiting for WCT to do something, but remember, guys, it's a brand in a way. So if you're gym owners, I know that they have license, like our fellow friends from America did with the WCT US series. You are able, guys, to host events, even if there is no live stream. I was saying that in Netherlands with Emily and Zayek from America. Shout out to them. That was really cool to meet them, and I was like, that's really cool that you guys did that just by your own and managed to do a live stream for the last one. And I was so happy to comment that in French and seeing the Frisky Cat win. Frisky Cat. But yeah,
Cats.
a little thing. Yeah, guys, don't wait too much. Maybe do local things, even if there is no live stream. Even if it's a shitty live stream that I do, like with my phone in live stream with Instagram. Like if it's even just one guy moving around with a camera, people will be there, and even for your locals, yeah, we'll be
Yeah.
happy. So that's what was saying. Little out of context time for me. But yeah, don't wait.
No,
Don't wait,
we're
guys.
all in this together, huh? We're all
Yeah,
in
we
this
are
together.
in this big mess. A little question for my girlfriend. She was
Yeah.
asking if you ever saw a real kiwi.
Oh, I yes,
Oh.
yes, I think so. I lived in New Zealand for 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
I was over there doing a production of Mary Poppins, which was
Oh.
fun. Oh, I can't remember.
So
I
it's a
can't
big
remember to be
maybe.
honest. I think I think while I was there, maybe in we went to Rotorua, but I can't remember if there were Kiwis there. But certainly not in Australia,
It's a
but
maybe. It's a big maybe.
in New Zealand. It's a maybe. It's a maybe. Sorry, sorry.
No worries. It's Lana. I will display all the account of the people that were asking. It's more beautiful, you know. I'm doing quite a lot of production stuff. I try to be fancy. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Another question that is really simple in a way, but maybe it's gonna help. Dionisio Matteo, how do you
Mm.
train at the moment? So you
Well,
are
at the
injured,
moment,
but I mean
yeah,
maybe at the
like
moment, but maybe before. How do you train? That's
right.
what's the
Yeah,
question.
I can answer. I can answer quickly about
Yeah.
right now, which is really the priority is my wrists, and
Hmm.
pretty much everything is about my wrists and my PT. And I'm just been allowed recently. They've allowed me to go back to the gym, so I'm allowed to lift up weights now, which is exciting. So
Nice.
I feel like I'm so weak compared to what I usually am. But Nico does um some like track work and
Oh, cool.
do some exercises, and so we do little bits and pieces here and there before Worlds. um I think being good at chase tag is just a maths operation, right? It's quad time equals good.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
and so my priority was to just have as much time as possible on the quad, and with that you get a lot of flexibility. There would be days where, our bodies couldn't do much. But I
Yeah.
remember there was one day where me and Amos spent the entire open gym. The open gym was like 2 hours,
Oh.
2.5, 3 hours, something like that. We spent the entire time looking at one, like just stood still. We were looking at, I think I was on the ramp of the mountain
All
as
right.
the evader. Um, and Amos was the chaser, and we would stand and we'd go, okay, if I do this, what do you
All
do?
right.
And okay, I think I'll do that. Okay, if I do this, what do I? And then we take one
Oh,
step and we go,
so
if I
cool.
do this, what do we do? And we just spend hours going through,
It's kind
and
of
as that's
shadow
what I
chasing in a
enjoy it.
way.
Yeah, kind of like that, exactly. But playing it out like it's chess and
Yeah.
trying to develop the branches as far as you can. Um, develop the lines,
It's
I guess,
basically
if
like
you
a
chess it out.
brainstorming, you know, but physically,
Mm,
like that's cool. And
exactly,
that's
exactly.
the type of
I
session that I love. Not doing just
right.
dumb
I
chases.
I adore chase tag like that. That's my favorite part of the sport. And I have so much fun with it. I've heard from some other people that they hated it, and I've heard from some people that they thought that I took it too far. But I feel that that's where I have the most fun. And also I feel like where you can get the most out of the sport is by figuring it out. As we all know,
Yeah, yeah.
chase tag is mostly a strategy sport. Yeah, you can have people that are much more physically
Yeah,
powerful
yeah.
than you.
But it doesn't
Um,
work with a high level in a way. Yeah.
exactly,
Mm, I
exactly.
agree with that.
So that's where I had the most enjoyment, and I really that was would be how we train.
All right, all right. That's a good answer, and I'm really like happy in a way because maybe we are not training at the same way, you know, and maybe we are going to give ideas to people, and that's what I love to. Not really. I'm not copy pasting the thing, but I agree with the way of posing like the chases, going slowly, and we are trying to figure it out how to move, and I love that part because I don't have to do cardio. But you're thinking more than just playing and doing instinct things in a way. So yeah, I agree with that one.
Trying to make your instinct the correct decision. You know, because a lot of times instinct comes in and you freak out, and then your body does something different and you get trapped. But if you can do things slow enough that it's in you, then hopefully when it's crunch time, you can make the right decision.
I was saying last one, but I've another one. It's Elizabeth from Valkyrie Freerunning, the
Hello.
international team in a way, because there are Dutch people, English people, French people. Huge shout out to Julie that is training with me, and we did the I think it's the third episode, yeah, with her. We did it in the quad. I don't know if you watched it yet.
Yes, I saw it. That was a
Yeah,
great setup.
so it's the one Julie and Julie Leman and everyone. She was asking if you could name a strategy on the quad, what would it be? I was asking to her for more precise things. She was like, having a name for any strategy that you don't even have invented yet, but if you have one, like
okay.
what would it be? Sorry.
Right. I was gonna say, like, I've already got a few.
Oh.
Like I've got goat, I've got reverse goat, I've got ghost, I've got raptor. There's a couple, there's a few that I've named but haven't been or shepherd, but there's a few that aren't out yet. I didn't get the opportunity to do, so I won't say them. We at Hollywood and with Kyle, we always have the joke about the squid. We name everything the squid. With that, whenever we come up with something, we're like, oh yeah, that's the squid. You know how it moves like this, and that's the squid. And then we give it a real name. But that's always, it's been for like over a year now. Everything is always the squid.
The squid.
So I guess it's got to be my answer. It's got to be my answer.
It's the squid then.
If we can get something that's legit called the squid. It's a little ridiculous, but it would be a dream come true.
I hope so, because we know now there is the lexic, the Worcester lexic, and everyone can show their move. And you the one that is most linked to you is the spider in a way.
Which is funny because I've come up with a lot of moves, and I feel I'm really proud of my strategy and what I've developed. The spider was not one of them. The spider was developed. I think the original, it was in parts. It's like a little idea, and then people develop it further and further. I think initially it was over at Apex.
Okay.
I know Amos was a part of it. I think Santos was a part of the initial.
I see.
Like Amos and Santos. Maybe there's extra people. Sorry to the Apex people if
I mean, it's really tough to like to say, like
get the timeline of it. But I know that it's important. I think it's important to log it, but it's difficult because, like, for example, rodeo. I think, which is on the ridge. I think like a good at least half a dozen people have invented it. Like I know I was so excited. I invented it. I was like, this is game breaking. And then I was speaking to Dale.
He was like,
and he said, oh yeah, I came up with that 6 months ago. And I was like,
oh no, fuck.
It's one of those things, but definitely with Spider, Amos came, and we were spending time there. I was not a fan. I was not a fan of Spider when I first saw it.
And now everyone is doing that. That's awful.
Yeah, Kyle made some changes that made it viable. Do you know what I mean? So I think Kyle gets a lot of credit, even though it was already a move. It wasn't the spider until Kyle got his hands on it and made it what it is today. And then I because I was there training with Amos and with Maddie and and when Kyle would come, I was there when he was figuring that out, and so I was able to take it and use it. I guess I was an early adopter
it's a tool.
of the spider.
It's a tool that you
and
take.
After I tried it a little bit, I became a massive fan, and I'm of course now a big fan of the spider. But,
and now
that was really...
Now for sure everyone is doing that. We do. That's pretty much the, I would say, 80% way to go in the loading bay now, or where now. Everyone is doing that, even in the TT tube sometime. So yeah. That's crazy
Yeah,
how
that
you
was
spread something in a way by doing it, even if it's like a sharing thing, like you said, with different brains in a way of chasers.
yeah, I love it. I love it. Yeah, no, hook spider, which is the tilted cube spider. That one was me. After Pan Am's, I
Mm.
knew, like, I was like, spider is so good, and it just became a mission of mine to just try it everywhere. Like, I was trying it at the Lazy Boy. I was
Oh
doing
yeah,
weird spider things at the ridge, like trying to thread through the bars with the ridge, like while using the spider arm.
yeah,
So the only one that stuck was the tilted cube. The tilted cube, there's a good spider there, but
yeah.
everywhere else,
That's
it kind of fell apart.
the easier spot for it, to be honest, because on DDT Cube you can maybe hit your back and, like we said at the beginning, have a terrible bruise on it. So
Right. Yeah,
oh
Lazy Boy definitely has the. Oh, sorry, Loading Bear has the
yeah,
biggest gaps for it. Yeah.
big hole and easy for people. Oh, one popped out when we were talking. You're lucky,
Mm.
Gabrini. Gabrini is the coach basically of the Sparks at Parkour 59, and he was
Yeah.
asking, fuck him, he didn't translate it, but I will. So he's asking
Oh, I
how
thought
you
that was the
felt.
question. I was like, what?
I'm gonna ask it in French. So qu'est-ce qu'il a ressenti quand il a compris qu'il était champion du monde? So he was saying, what did you
Oh,
felt?
we are. Sorry, sorry.
What did you felt when you saw that you were just world champion? Like, what was the feeling? I knew that Gabe, I was so happy for him. He was crying because this thing mean the world for him.
Mm,
So
mm.
what was
Yeah,
your feeling?
it's funny. Like, I think maybe less than others. That's just my
Mm-hmm.
personality. As I said, I wasn't there to be the world
Yeah,
champion.
I see.
It doesn't. It's always second to me.
I
I
think
was
it's
there
the
to play.
plus. Mm.
Yeah, it's the plus, and of course, it's the goal. Like,
Yeah,
I was trying to win. I was trying to win, but I wasn't there to be
to
world
win.
champion. Even that makes sense. Does
Yeah,
that make sense?
yeah, I see.
Thing for me was, as I said, the opportunity to play
And show.
against the best
Mm.
players in the world. And so I was just really, I was really stoked. And but I felt like I was disappointed in my performance.
Oh, all
There was a
right.
lot of like, overall, I think I could have done a lot better. I think there was a lot of decisions I made that weren't good. So I was already thinking about that and thinking about how I can improve for next time. But of course, I was super happy, and mostly I was really happy for my teammates. I was really happy for Diddy,
Yeah,
like Diddy and Kyle. They'd been and even Omar, who was in the stands, he had come to support and watch.
yeah, I remember.
They'd been a part of Hollywood for so long, and I was so happy for them, and I was really grateful that I could be a part of it, and do my part, to help them. Kyle was really excited, and so I was like, great. I was disappointed we didn't get to play more. I wanted to play more,
It's
but then
always like that.
yeah, it's always like that. Seeing how excited Kyle was, how much it meant to him, and really, as I said, for Diddy, like that was really the thing that meant the most to me.
All right, I think you got your answer, Bigazon, aka Gabrini. He's.
Yeah, we en français. Well, no. I did one Duolingo lesson. What was it?
Oh,
Oh, I'm getting a call.
oh, no worries, no
Oh, it's
worries.
Anna.
Oh, oh,
Have you lost me? Here we go. Here
I
we
don't
go.
see you, but
You don't see.
hello,
Hi,
Omar.
I'm on Food Talks podcast. Say
Hello,
hello. Wait,
hello.
let me change the video. No, we're here we go. Wait, can you
Oh,
see me? Oh,
no, I
I've
see
covered it.
black.
I've covered
Oh,
it.
oh,
Ah, hello.
hello,
Okay,
hello, hello, Omar.
you photobombed Omar. You've now got to say hello to the podcast.
How are you?
Let's get back to we all miss you. The Chase Tech community
Yeah,
misses Omar, so
come
really
back,
sad.
please. Stop doing stud things, please.
I'm feeling
Oh,
his leg right now.
oh, all right, all right. Stay
All
safe,
right, I'll
brother.
talk to you later. Bye. I love that
It was
throughout.
Omar Zauki.
I started the stream with my fancy microphone and my fancy camera, and
Nah, that's
now
great. We
here
are
I am.
hearing good.
I've gone back to just the basic laptop. Anyway, sorry to
No
interrupt.
worries. No worries, no worries. But yeah, he's putting so much on the sport even if he's not playing. And I think we will have him in interview, but in French he's not really comfy in English.
Mm.
But that's always the thing. Like that's awful because sometimes I have to do choices. I always saying that in every podcast. Maybe I repeat myself too much. But yeah, sometimes I have to do some choices. Oh, thanks, Homer. Homer, follow me on the Instagram. Thank you. Thank you, Homer.
He must
Let's
have heard
go.
us. He must have heard us. He
So,
heard that we were speaking about him.
like I was saying, that's awful to do choices, but at the end of the day, in English, everyone is able to understand me. So sometimes doing French things, obviously the commenting part, I let it to Dan and Joey and everyone else
Dan and
are
Joey
doing it great.
Dan and Joey are just the perfect
Yeah,
combination.
I love them.
Really love what they did.
I love them. When I'm not commenting in French, if the French commentator is good for the past, I didn't really love it. So I was watching always the English one, and I love it because if even I don't have the image, the picture, I will be able to understand the chase because they are on it, like they are killing it. So big shout out to Dan and Joey and so on. I know that sometimes Walt, Joe. Shout out to them. They were doing the qualifier.
Yeah.
Yame 77.
Yeah,
Guys,
Llama
Lama.
77.
My
Yeah,
bit.
there you
My
go.
bad.
No,
Yama.
I think Dan is
The
the
top
most
level.
important person to chase tag.
He's the master.
I feel like the sport without him, like some of like the older events where they had other commentators, I find it sometimes difficult to watch because I'm like,
Yeah.
where's my Dan?
Yeah,
Where's my Dan?
I agree with
My
that.
ears. Yeah.
Without being mean, but we are really happy to
No,
have like.
of course.
But I agree. I'm saying that for myself with the French commentators. Sometimes it's a job in a way. I'm not saying that I'm a good commentator. Like I said, every time, if sometime and someday I'm really bad, guys. I'm talking to Loic and Thomas that are giving me the commentating part for now. Uh, guys, tell it to me. If I'm really bad, I let the job to someone else. Okay, like it's something. It's a job, and they're
Right.
doing
It's
it
tough.
really good.
It's tough. Yeah, I tried a little bit. The Woodstock, the local competitions. There's a couple videos on YouTube where that have the matches, and I commentate. Me and Dara co-commentated a couple matches, and it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, it's
You can't. I
terrible.
feel like you can't keep up. I'm still talking about the previous chase, and the next
Yeah,
one's
yeah, it's
starting.
so rapid. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a fucking
I
real job. So
so much respect to
shh,
Dan and Joey
shout
and what
out.
they've done such a good job. I've been practicing my Llama 77 voice. Now we're on the
Yeah, yeah,
cube.
that's
Let's go on
so
to the
cool.
next.
That had something new. I was really like not really habituated, if you can say that, but I was like,
Mhm.
it had something because you have Joe that know the sports, and you have Yama, and that's cool because it's a win-win. He know how to like speak and manage a sport event, and that's cool, and it went good, to be honest. But at the
It
at
was
the
it
at the
was
beginning, I was like,
it
and
was
I was like,
it took some
okay,
getting used to it. Yeah.
yeah, that's really great. So you shout out to them, and I'm a bit jealous. I wanted to do it in English, in French, sorry, but we are waiting. I'm not saying more about that, but they want to do that. Like like you are popping on the YouTube videos, and you can choose your language, and I would love to do that because when you are doing that, you are dividing people on the live. So less people on the live stream on the World Chess Tag one, and people on the Quad Talk one, and that I get
Mhm.
it. It's normal because, like you said, we are trying to grow and having more people in the community. So if we are starting by dividing people, that's gonna be bad. So yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
I'm
I
patient.
understand.
I'm patient. I'm waiting. But I was really sad, but I was watching and enjoying it with everyone in the chat, and you were there, and that
I
was
was
cool. That's something that
yeah,
I
yeah.
like because on the TV you're just in front of your TV and you can't interact with people that is watching the same
Mm,
thing, unless if you're
mm.
in the stadium or whatever you're watching. But yeah, that
Right,
was
right.
a big out of context again. But yeah, big up, guys. Big up.
That's what podcasts are for, huh?
Yeah, of course, and I love it. I want to do that every day.
Yeah,
We are
sure.
almost at the end. I'm really sad to say that. You know the game on Quad Talk, the end game with the athletes that I'm gonna spell, and you will have to say if you are more going for a tag or an evade on them. All right.
Oh, okay, yes.
So let's start with a friend of you. We talked about his Air Jordan. Nicodemus from Team Tempest, Team Captain.
Would,
Would you go
would I
for
rather
yeah, for a
would I
tag or
rather
an
tag
evade?
or evade?
As if you were in the competition, so big deals, you're like, okay,
Hmm. I would rather evade.
evasion on him, you're more
Yeah,
comfy.
I think Nico has some crazy razzle dazzles, some and he pulls out some crazy
Yeah.
jukes. So I'd rather evade.
All right, all right. So Nicodemus, if you're hearing that, be ready. Go through the finals and go to the maybe Panam or Worlds Chase Tag
I'm
7.
sure world, Nico. Let's go.
That's a good motivation in a way. I would love to have that one. Second one, you mentioned it. It's Hugo Boshinski from Porco 59. Would you like to tag
Oh.
or evade him?
Uh, Any beggars can't be choosers, Alex. I want to play him in any way. That's not an answer. What would I rather do? I feel like I'd rather I f- like chasing is definitely easier, I think.
Yeah,
At least I think I'm
you're a
better
more a
at
tagger. Mm.
than evading. And so I think because I don't have much information on Hugo,
Yeah,
I'd rather try tagging first.
I would
And
love
then
to.
I would have him go back to the starter's plate and
Oh, and do
like
this.
how like Naeem did at Worlds against Michael Schlager.
Yeah. He
I
didn't
was
like
to
the
have
slap, I think. That's why
yeah, but the
he
mountain ew,
he's crazy.
insane.
The tag means so
Crazy.
much for a name. That's crazy.
Yeah,
But
yeah, it was
in my
amazing.
opinion, with Hugo, I would love to see him chasing you. To be honest,
Mm,
it would be so
that would
interesting.
be that would be exciting. He's got the
Yeah,
tall, the
he's really
reach.
tall, and seeing you against him would be a good matchup. To be honest, but I don't know
Yeah.
if we'll go to you. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Especially right now, I'm so out of practice.
We will see at Worlds, I guess, if they qualify for it. Last
Mm.
one, he was the last guest, Roland Hannigan from Dexterity Depot, because you didn't play them during Worlds, if I'm correct. And I would
No,
love to see
no,
that.
no, we didn't. Yeah, no, I'd rather evade. I'd rather evade.
On Roland?
Roland has his game and he sticks to it,
Hmm.
and yeah, no,
So you would
that's
be
I
more
think that
comfy as an evader against him.
yeah. Well, look, I've chased him many times. I've
Hmm.
done both, and at the Frisky Cats,
Oh
the
yeah,
December comp
of
last year,
course.
I tagged him twice. But I guess because I did tag him those times, I'd love to
To
get a shot
evade.
to evade him.
And we are always reminding all the evaders because evading wins points. I'm a tagger
Right?
person. I'm not an evader yet. I'm working on it, but I know that evaders are more remembered than taggers, and that's it.
Yeah. No, you're exactly right. The evading is how you get the points, and definitely tagging is easier. So I think
Yeah.
really, I was just trying to make it easy. The interesting. The answer to all of them is you'd rather tag because it's easier. But I was trying to think of like the play styles
Yeah, for
and
the person itself, like
yeah,
it's why
yeah, exactly.
I'm asking that. Maybe it's a bad game in a way. Don't tell me that, guys, on the comment. Maybe we should change. But yeah, I think it's a fun one. I remember
No, no,
Harun wasn't supposed to choose against I don't remember who, but he was like, I'm gonna chase him. No, I'm gonna chase him and try to evade him if he come back on the starter plate, like you said. So it can work too.
Also, I didn't know that was an option. I didn't know that was an option.
I
If I
tell
get more, if
anything.
I get to play more chase tag, then that's the one. That's the one I'm choosing.
Be ready for the
Right.
next guest. If you are hearing us, be ready for that one. Everyone is passing this little game. If it's still in, and if people doesn't say in the comment it's bullshit, Alex, stop this. I'm
No, it was fun, and it was a real pleasure to have some of your time. I
yeah.
appreciate you.
Me too. Me too.
And
I was already
being able
saying
to
like that's
being
a
able to
conclusion.
talk about our love of chase tag.
Me
It's been
too.
it's been
I
great.
was really happy to talk to you for 2.5 hours almost. Sorry if I took a lot of your time, but I was really happy to do this one. I was stressed at the beginning, but that's okay. Now we talked, and that's always the first time. Yeah, I'm chilling now.
Nice. Well, as I said, thank you for having me,
Yeah, welcome.
and I appreciate your we'll wrap up the whole podcast. We'll say we appreciate your passion,
Your passion.
um, and let's keep it moving. And I'll see you maybe here in
Yeah,
America,
yeah.
or
I'm
I'll
gonna
see you
check, but we
at
will
the next
see each
Worlds.
other. We will see each other, of
So the next,
course.
we'll have to do some chases.
Of course, I have to. I have to, because that's a thing that I didn't, that I doesn't have to do, because everyone was busy during World, and that's normal. But yeah, we will definitely. And I have to pay Frank. Yeah, if I have to do the list, we are done.
Let me ask you, when you open up your upcoming trading cards,
Yeah.
what card are you most hoping for? What are you most excited to get?
Of course, the Poco 15 guys. I want them all, because this is
Is
my
there a
homies.
specific one, or is there a team one? Okay, how about outside of Paco 59?
All
What
right. Which card I would love to have? I would love to have the Fank. If there is
Oh,
the
the pink
R
card.
missing, the Fank, and if we imagine there is some secret ones. If you saw, we don't know what are they, but I would love like to have maybe the Devo brothers card. With the photo that is on the website, they are together like that
Yeah.
with the sunglasses.
That's a great idea. We
I
need, we
want
need
this
the
one.
vocab.
I want this one. If I had to choose, and you, what would
That's a
it be?
great answer. That's a great answer, Alex. I should have been interviewing you.
Oh yeah, maybe we can change the role for the next one.
Well, when I take over Quad Talks, I'll
Let's
get
go.
you on.
Let's go. I'm gonna send you all the password and stuff. Okay.
Cool. I'm glad. Then I'll get you on as the first guest for the
Let's go.
Quad Talks.
I think we will do.
Sounds good.
I will do one, but I don't know if I would do that alone. But if someone can ask me question like FAQ, of
Mm.
everyone asking question, and Q&A. Sorry, FAQ is in French. I'm dumb.
No, frequently asked questions.
Oh
is
yeah. Oh,
FAQ
it's
and then
working.
Q&A.
Oh, it's working too.
Yeah, it works.
And
Yeah,
you, what
no,
would be
I was
your
excited
card?
that-
What would be the
Oh,
card that you
definitely
want?
for me, the Amy Baldwin.
Oh,
Amy Baldwin trading card.
Guys, if you have Amy
That's what
and Kai doesn't have, you can trade with him for sure.
Yeah, no, we've got a 6-pack, and
Oh, yeah.
we're excited for it. But if anybody gets a Kai or Amy card, let
If
us
I
know,
have,
put it in
I
the
will.
Discord.
If
We'll
I
be
have, I
grateful for
will.
it. Thank you.
I have
If I
also
get-
Dave from Eugen was
I think
like Dave was asking to me to if I had his card in double, I will give it to him for sure, because that's so cool to have his home card. I would love to be a chase tag player and have my card. So that's why I'm working
Yeah.
for not all the winning stuff. I just want my card. I'm gonna print one for me.
That's it. Right, and you'll do the one comp, you'll get the card, you'll
And,
put it on the wall, you'll retire.
Yeah, forever. I'm doing
Okay.
just only commenting
do that.
and podcasts. That's it. No more training.
Yeah.
Let's go, my cardio.
Cardi.
So
Well,
thank you,
thank you.
Kai. Thank you very much. I love to do that. I'm letting you the last words. You can conclude as you want. If it's a quote, whatever you want, go for it.
Oh man.
I love to do that because
Full of
everyone is like,
pressure.
ah.
This isn't on my script. What are you? No. Uh, no, thank you. Thank you for having me and allowing me to babble because everybody who knows me knows I do babble a lot. And then just the people out there listening, let Alex know who um who he should have next
Yeah,
because this community is so small that we can all get on here
yeah.
and have our chat.
Take over
Yeah,
on Quad Tour, guys. Let's go.
let's go, let's go. No, I'm grateful. I'm grateful to have this chat with you and to get to know you a bit better.
Yeah, me too.
And I wish you luck with all of your endeavors. I'm excited for
Thank
you.
you so much, and I wish you well rest, well healing, and
Thank you.
seeing you maybe on July and so on. Thank you so much, Kai. Have a good day. Thanks to the listeners. Thanks to everyone who is sending me a message and pressure. Like, come on, do
Make sure to
episodes.
like.
Yeah,
Yeah, make
like
sure to like and
subscribe.
subscribe and share with your friends
Yeah,
and comment.
please.
I always feel bad doing it for myself, but for somebody else, I love it.
Thank you
You
so
like it?
much.
Hey, you haven't liked the video yet? Go down, like it. You got to
Please.
comment something for the algorithm. You got to help Alex out. Okay.
You're good. You're good.
Okay.
I'm
Now we can go.
gonna.
Now we
I hire you. You know, you're part of Quadcode.
okay.
That's good. Okay, we're good.
Fantastic. Be
But
social media man.
let's go. Bye bye, everyone. Thanks for listening, and see you on the next one.
See you later.